Hey everybody, this is a cash game poker coaching study session with the cash game group, and we are going to be looking at some multi-way spots with all the cards heads up because we are in God mode. All right, we'll start with first hand here. This is $2 NL, so this is $200 buy-in on Ignition, and that's why we can see all the hands face up. A day later, you get all the hands on Ignition, which is the greatest poker study tool in the world with some of the best players in the world, so that's good too. All right, pocket sevens can certainly raise this early. This is not a pure raise here. This is probably 6 players to go. Pocket sevens is going to be like a 16% to 20% open. And so if I knew that at the time, I'd probably fold this particular combo, but I didn't know it at the time, so I raised. There we go. This is way back. So this is back when I'm raising to 3 big blinds instead of 2.5 big blinds. Now I would raise this to 2.5 because that's what the wizard does, and the wizard is our study tool. And 2.5 or 3 is fine. 3.5 is probably too big. And if you're going to use 2 big blind raises, you want to use the staggered 2 big blind raises, which I don't. But if somebody wants to remind me, it's like 2 big blinds from the early positions, then 2.3, and then 2.5 in late. Is that what it is?
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, guys? No, I think you can open larger later position and then standard 2.5. But you're saying sevens is mixing here?
Yeah, sevens is a mix here. I'll show it to you real quick.
Okay,
I just
okay.
happen to
Oh,
know. So this is the node we're in right here, and you can see sevens mixes down to it's 18%. I said it was like 15 to 20. So there we go.
okay.
Nothing wrong with raising it.
Yeah.
Since I'm raising to 3 big blinds, it's probably more of a mistake. So at 3 big blinds, I would suspect that sevens have to open even less often here. But it's not a huge mistake. Um, and just repeat something that we all know, or actually better yet, somebody else explain why when you do the different bets, when you do the different raise sizes, explain why in the early positions you only raise to 2, the middle positions you raise to like 2.3, and the late positions you raise to about 2.5. Why is that a GTO approved strategy? Jump in, anybody.
Um,
Um,
go ahead.
go,
Go ahead, Skate.
go. You want to do it, Larry? Well, from what I know, I might be wrong. You want to raise larger later positions to have more incentive to steal the blinds.
Good, good. That's one strong reason. Yep. What's another reason?
I think there's an argument that raising the two big blinds early position allows you to put less chips at risk when you're more likely to get 3-bet, and also perhaps call a 3-bet more easily because their 3-bet should be smaller.
Okay. Good. There's one other major reason, which if nobody else jumps in with it, I will jump in with it. All right, here we go. It's because of this. Look at this opening range from under the gun. This is 9-handed from under the gun and under the gun 1. This is a pretty tight range. Look at this range from cutoff and button. So when you raise from the cutoff and the button, you need more folds because you've got all this garbage.
Yeah, that's a good point.
When
Right.
you raise here, you don't care if they fold. You're very often wanting them to call. So the range doesn't need fold equity from early positions. I think that's why that strategy exists. I don't bother with it. For one reason, because I have a little key on my computer that automatically raises to 2.5 big blinds, and it's easier with hitting that key than typing in, and it's not wrong. Perfectly approved, so that's what I do. But back
And
then,
maybe one thing to add is that that's true at 100 big blinds, but if you look at G2, once you go to 150, they don't see that as an alternative. They just use 2.5 every
oh,
position.
they don't have that that mixed sizing.
No, that's just at 100. When you go to
That's good.
150, it changes.
Okay.
Really?
That's probably a limitation of the program. I mean, the logic still makes sense at 100 and 200 and like that.
Yeah.
Although the one thing that makes me wrong on that, and so I'm going to correct myself. I think I'm wrong about that, which is your raise sizes, your opening sizes and your raise sizes increase. No, that's not true. That's only out of position. your raise size is out of position increase when you're deeper stacked because you want the stack to pot ratio to be less bad for you. So no, it could exist. It could be a programmer decision. It could be a poker decision that I don't understand. But moving on, I have pocket sevens and I raise. What should happen is this should go fold, 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 fold. That's what should happen. It's not going to, but everyone should fold to this. There is no one here who has a hand who should be playing against an early position raise, and certainly an early position raise of 3 big blinds. Let's see who makes the first mistake. Jack 4. We're not surprised to see this mistake with only 27 big blinds. There's also another mistake going on in this hand that's already happened from me. Anybody see it?
You've got a broken stack.
I got a broken stack. Yeah, I got 80 big blinds. This is before I knew about that not being good. And here's the bit of theory about that, which is there is a strategy that exists of playing a smaller stack than everyone else. There are things where you have a mathematical advantage if you only have 30 big blinds and everybody else has 200. But that advantage is capped by the fact that you only have 30 big blinds. So there's that much you can win. And if you are a winning player against your opponents, you will do better to have a bigger stack to magnify your advantage. If everybody is equally good, there is a mathematical advantage to being a short stack. There's also a different strategy for short stack play than deep stack play. But in general, when we see small stacks at the table, they are generally not people who are employing an optimal short stack strategy against us. They're people who are worse than us.
Sorry, Scotty, your last 5 seconds you were cut off.
Oh, okay. I was just my last 5 seconds were meaningless. I just said, in our games, when we see somebody buying in for 30 big blinds, and this is true online and this is true in casinos live, in general, they are not people who have studied a short stack strategy and are trying to optimize that edge. They are players who are worse than you, who are playing just shorter stacks. As we see in this case by the fact that he called with a Jack 4 suited, which is just way, way, way.
Yes.
Too bad. But yeah, this back then, not only did I not know this, I specifically didn't add on because I thought, oh, I should learn to play at all the different stack depths. So when I go lower, I won't add. But anyway, here we are. After he calls, no one else should call. The ace-6 should not join in three-way. The mistake that the ace-6 is about to make, I believe, is he looks at it and he goes, I only need to put 2 big blinds in for a pot of 7. Look at the pot odds I'm getting. But when money goes in, his ace-6 is losing when he hits a 6 and it's losing when he hits an ace. Now, granted, his ace is good right now if he hits it, but not a lot of money's going in then. Now, the exception to why I'm saying this, he's a short stack. Not a lot of money can go in. So maybe short stacked, this isn't as bad a play, but it's not good. All right. Anybody disagree with any of that?
Yeah, I think you're right. I'm not sure what his optimal play is at this stack depth, but he does have significantly less reverse buy odds.
Yeah. But ace-6 is so bad that it's a fold. But he calls, and we go to the flop. All right. Let's see how much I lose. What we've learned is the ace-6 should check here, according to the DTO tool. Ace-6 should check range here. Doesn't matter whether he has an ace, whether he has a 10, whether he has anything, whether he has a draw. He should just check range and then see what happens, which he does. With this particular hand, I should check and give up. Okay. And then the Jack 4, who knows what he's going to do? He checks behind. All right.
Always coming 7. Oh.
Oh, what? Oh,
Always coming 7.
always coming 7. Always coming 7. All right. Because I can win a total of 24 big blinds, 27 big blinds with it. All right. After it checks around, this ace can bet if he wants to or check. Checking seems better. The ace is just going to get things worse than it to fold in general. And when someone calls, they have a better ace or they have a draw with some equity, you'd think. So he bets, we fold, that hand's over. I guess the only reason to put this, we can't put this in the solver. Well, we could We'll put me in the low jack with sevens. We'll go on the button. We'll put villain 6 in the button with a different range. And villain 1, we'll give him the ace 6 suited, which he can play, and see, does he bet it on the turn? That's interesting.
I think with the sevens, you may have a call in the solver.
Yeah, I don't have
But
diamond.
I honestly don't fault you for folding.
Yeah, let's take a look. Thank you, Joey.
Obviously, before the solver,
Yeah.
we saw it. I was much tighter, and I would have just given up the sevens there easy.
Yeah. And heads up, you got to call with the sevens more often. Multiway, there's a third guy behind me. I don't know. We'll see what it says.
I just think I've noticed it maybe calling with the sevens.
It does some. We've seen some of that.
Oh, you
Sevens,
wanna,
sevens is below a 10. Sevens is, let's see what our flop. We got the closest flop we have is ace 10-3. It's a
What
Well,
if you put it-
you gotta unclick
Oh,
every
you're
time.
right. All we got. Yeah, let's see what we got.
Two
Let's go
paired.
with it. It's ace high. It is paired. You're right. Ace 10-10. There it is. How nice. All right. So here we go. So big blind is going to check range no matter what he has, including pocket tens, everything he has. That's a simplification that DTO makes. I'm repeating myself from you guys who have been here for months. And we think it's not a bad not a bad simplification. Here I am in the low jack.
I think you check a lot on the ace 10-10 board.
Yeah, I'm sure my hand checks. I'm confident my hand checks, but let's see what. Oh,
you gotta go back.
I know. I got to go back. All right, here we go. I bet a ton.
So I'm surprised by that on a paired board.
Woof.
That is surprising to me.
Look at the level of wrong I was.
Maybe it's the combination. The ace 10. Usually ace 10 would not be a combo that would be a bet, but maybe ace 10 with the pair.
We're going to look at that. We'll look at another ace 10 board once we finish this. So sevens mix, and it loves having a heart. Right. Of course it loves having a heart, which in our case is nothing. So
Strategically, these should be driven by the other opponents not having a lot of tens and you having more tens, but that doesn't make sense here to me.
yeah,
I don't see the low jack having nut advantage here.
right. So this sevens, in our case where the board is not suited, you put me into, it's going to change the overall strategy. But with this, I think my hand checks. It certainly is allowed to check. I think my hand is a heavy check. And the solver has not convinced me otherwise with this limited information. Okay, so we check. The button, who has a hand that is not anywhere near in range, bets half the time, checks half the time. His under pairs do very little betting. His tiny pairs just turn themselves into complete bluffs, and they are not particularly suit dependent when you get there. And then his medium pairs start having some showdown, might make it to showdown with some value. And his aces almost, his big aces bet and his ace 8 is a check. So that's what he protects his range with, is the middle aces. And this is him betting the low aces, maybe to get the middle aces to fold by the river. Maybe that's what that's about.
He's not slow playing quads.
He is not slow playing quads.
It's
And he's just going, please, someone have an ace. Please be check raised by an ace. So he checks behind. The turn is the 5 of diamonds, which will just give an offsuit 5. So there's only one flush draw out there now. And now, does the big blind bet his aces?
So I think low jack must have a 10x advantage, another advantage, which is
Yeah.
driving these checks.
Look at that. Doesn't matter the kicker. That surprises me. All right. Still slow playing some tens. Now if he slow played the 10 before, now he's almost pure. He only has very little 10 bets. his monster 10. Yeah. He continues to slow play. And now we don't play any games with pairs. All right. And then the thing Joey wanted to look at was, let's see if ace 10 is really that much of a bet for the low jack. Let's see. 3 pairs, post flop, low jack hands, unpaired. Texture all. Ace 10x. Here we go. Here's a good ace 10x. Check. No, still a lot of betting on an ace 10 board, Joey. Okay. Next hand. What should happen? 5-4 here can open. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5-4 here can open, but it's like a, well, it's like a 12% open. And at 3 big blinds, which is what I'm using now, I should definitely not open this early for that, but I probably will. Let's see if I'm right about the size here. Reflop GTO wizard, same thing, under the gun 1, 5-4 suited, 7.5%. What did I say? 12? I play so bad, but I do it. With this, you should go fold, fold, fold. Ace queen should be 3-betting me. And then everyone should fold, and I should call that 3-bet and go to the flop, 100 big blinds deep with a suited connector against 2 unpaired overcards. That's a
You're
fine.
going to find ace queen folding a lot here in solver land.
Oh yeah, because I'm so early. I just know how bad my hand is. Yeah. Ace queen's gonna be really? Wait a minute. I thought ace queen was enough against even the early positions. We'll go look at that. But that's not what's gonna happen. What's gonna happen is the ace queen is gonna call, and then the ace 10 is gonna call behind. This is very bad of him, and you now see why. And and this situation, it's not just the cards we see. This happens a lot, that one of these guys has an ace better than his, but he calls, these other guys fold. All right. Let's check quickly that. So there's the little 5-4. We raise it. Ace queen, the cutoff has no calling in this model. And you're right. It does a lot of folds. On the button where you can call, even on the button, ace queen doesn't love to be playing against that range. So there you go. So what I get from this is, not everybody plays this strategy, and you don't have to, where you have no calling range except on the button. And so if we substitute the button for the cutoff, calling with ace queen, it's not terrible. So I was a little overly critical on this. I was not overly critical on this. This is very bad. All right. What did I know back then? Let's see. I knew nothing about multi-way play. So I bet out. He's got the ace of spades. Got a backdoor straight. He's got 2 overcards. Seems okay. He needs to fold. He does. Oh, this is going to go badly for me. So I pick up equity. I turn it into a bluff. Now knowing I'm behind, he calls. Flush comes in. I know I'm behind.
Are you gonna redline it?
No, I'm gonna negative blue line it. I believe. Oh no, I don't. I don't negative blue line it. I just lose. Oh, that's good. There we go.
Yeah.
I looked at it. Yeah, I just gave up.
He didn't bluff with the ace of spades. Great.
Yeah. He didn't bluff with the ace of spades. He didn't have to, because he had top pair.
Oh, I see that now.
Yeah. So he didn't need to bluff it. So now it's the question is, does he want to value bet this? And I think he can. He gets no more money. I mean, I'm folding.
Yeah, I just got back.
Yeah. So that happened. We can't put this into our tool. We don't have the right positions for it. And I also broke the solver when I bet out. Because if we move this to low jack button and put the button in the big blind, you know, which is the closest thing we have to it. Oh, no, no, we can look at this. I did not break the solver with a bet. Low jack button. This isn't the worst. This is not the worst thing. Post flop 3, low jack button. All right, we want a low horrible flop of something like jack 5-6. Other jack 5-4, close enough. Jack 6, jack 5-4, I have 5-4, so that's a little bit bad, but we can give me 6-5. But we are 5-6 and 5-4. So let's do,
Jack 6-3, maybe.
I think we're gonna do
Or-
jack 5-4 and give me the 6-5. I think those are close enough. And we have the suit thing. That's what's going on. Here we go. Check range, of course. Now. This is just a pure checkboard for me in the low jack. And the fact that I had 2 players behind me because of the actual positions makes my bet out even worse. Yeah.
I had to get up because it's a busy work day for me being
Okay.
first of the month. Did you have a call on the turn with the sevens?
Oh, I didn't even look. Let's go. I'll go look at that one again. All I looked at was that, I looked at the other board, Joey, an ace 10-3 board, and the low jack was still betting 50% of the time.
Okay.
So there was that, but let me get that one here for you. I didn't even check the sevens. I just checked, the other thing. Okay, so here we go. Ace 10-3. Let's change this to our ace 10-10 board. Ace paired, ace high, ace 10-10. It went check, check, check. Then we picked up an offsuit 5. It goes check. It goes bet.
Look,
Right, he bets. So let's go
he
back.
bets.
Yeah, he bets. He bets smaller than 8. So if I'm calling 8, I'm definitely calling the 4 that he
Yeah.
bet. Sevens, no,
Okay.
no, just you're done. Yeah, you're just done.
Yeah, before we were studying, I would have like clear cut. Yeah, easy fold. But
Yeah.
now that we've
Hey,
been
Scotty,
studying
before we
more,
leave
I'm
this,
more confused.
Scotty,
Yeah.
before we leave it, can you go back real quick and
Yeah.
hit relative, just so we can look at the.
Oh, good idea. Good
So,
idea.
So if we look at your, and then hit relative here,
Yeah.
let's see what the calling range is. So you're mixing with your overpairs, right? Your overpairs are shook on the paired board.
They're not happy. Yeah. And the ace high. I have no overpairs.
Oh, sorry, it's ace high, yeah.
Right. Yeah. So these are bluff catchers.
10 are smooth calling.
Yeah.
Let's go through hand classes. So top set's fast playing,
Full house,
full house, yeah, fast playing.
even more.
Quads are
And
smooth
before you
calling.
go on, top full is fast playing because it wants to get all the money in against a 10, and it will.
Yeah.
And it'll get some money from an ace. Okay. Moving on.
Okay.
Go back.
So your trips are calling, right?
Most of them are slow playing. Yeah.
What about,
And this
what
full
about your
house.
FTs?
Look at that full house.
Oh, well, it's blocking the 10, right?
Yeah, that full house. This one can get all the money in against a 10. This one, the other guy's, he's bluffing.
Can you go over like king, queen suited and king jack suited? Let's see what our FTs are doing on this paired board. I'm calling.
Just call. Just call.
But jack nine like it's folding.
Oh, queen jack. Oh, look at this. I'm wrong. Look at this. Straight draw folds. Straight draw with flush draw, royal flush draw calls. And here, your queen jacks, they call. Why? what's this king, queen, jack difference?
Does queen jack have blocker properties to 10x?
Let's go absolute and see if we never have it. We never have it. We never have it. It doesn't matter how you play it. That's why. They're so small that any noise in the solver gets magnified.
Yeah.
I claim. That's what I claim is going on there. All right, go on with your analysis.
Yeah, I think that pretty much is it. I'm just curious about the different hand classes. So FDs are, well, the combo draws are good enough to call here.
Mhm.
King eight suited though, it's not. It's king eight suited, so king eight of hearts is folding, I assume.
You don't have
You
king
have
out.
it because it's eight.
That's why. You played it. You
Oh,
played
you,
king differently.
okay. King nine is calling.
Yeah. That's the only reason.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir.
Queen nine call. Yeah, you do not fold you do not fold any flush draw here.
Yeah, that's what I think is the most, like,
Have it.
on a paired board, do we have a folding threshold with our flush draws?
Nope. We don't, and we do with some of our straight draws, and we only have inside straight draws, and they might not even win when we win. One of the problems with our inside straight draws here is they bring in a lot, when they come in, they bring in a lot of full houses.
That's good.
You know, they didn't have one already. But here's something though. Look at how shook your aces are. So again, let's go absolute and see when we have them. Not a lot of it, but fold, fold, fold. Ace five.
That's two pair.
Yeah, and it blocks the bottom full house from coming in. I mean, it's
Yeah.
two pair, but it's two meaningless pair. The
Yeah.
five doesn't play. But it has some
Oh, that's
but
a good point. That's a good point. Yeah.
but it has blocker properties, and so that's just enough. And then once you get to ace seven is good enough to go on and play. That's not crazy. All right. And then when he makes this bet, the button, let's see what the button does with his pairs. His under pairs, because he's got nobody behind him.
Click on relative real quick.
Yep.
To see the,
Let's see if that. Yep.
yeah, you
Lots.
get a better idea.
Yeah. They're folding. They would, at this point on the turn, you don't want a heart. You want hearts in his hand because you want him to have heart. So that's that's the reverse blocker property with a heart.
So I guess now that it's heads up, it gets to have a little bit wider calling range after the
Yeah.
fold front. So
Yeah.
it begins to call those eights and sevens and eights.
If someone doesn't mind explaining, I think I forgot. What is the difference between absolute and relative?
Look at the little bubbles. Absolute shows this is how often we have the hand. So we know that not only do we fold ace four, we just never have it when we look up there. And this just reminds us of that, but it's hard to see the colors. And relative just says every hand that you could possibly have will fill the bubble, so it makes it easy for you to see. And the reason that this is, so it's really easy to see, oh, you call with your queen jack, but not with your king queen, and you go, why? And then you go absolute, and you go, because you never have it.
You never have it.
Yeah. Yeah, you have more king queen, and it's like that.
Okay.
That's the difference.
Thank you. And it kind of makes it easier to see.
Yeah. All right, who wants to justify this solver behavior? Nines folding pure, eights calling without a heart.
What's the absolute?
All right, good idea. Nope, that doesn't answer it.
No big difference.
Yeah.
Nines are obviously part of the bluff range then. If he
Oh,
has
the
a
other
bluff
guy
range.
bluffs with the other guy bluffs with it. The other guy bluffs with something like a jack nine or something
Yeah,
like that.
maybe something
Let's
like that.
see. Let's take a look at his range. Let's see how solvers work. Go back to the turn. Big blind.
Nope.
Nope. All right. I cannot explain this. I don't see a blocker property involved. As a matter of fact, I see a reverse blocker property involved. 9 blocks 10-9, 8 doesn't. We don't want him to have 10-9. So 9s should be better than 8s. 9s are higher than 8s. I don't. There is no God. All right. And then the other thing we wanted to look at was, there was one other thing we wanted to look at before we moved on. Was it in this? Oh yeah, so the butchering of this hand. I should not have bet my 5. And that's it. Okay. All right, what should happen? Queen 10 suited. I can raise this. And I can raise this in this position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Queen 10 suited in there is going to be opening, I think about 75%. Is that right? Yeah, I think this should be a 75% open. And then if I do it, everybody should fold. But what's going to happen is these two ace-2s are going to come along. And then we're going to flop a flush, or we're going to river a flush, and we're going to lose all the money. That's what's going to happen. All right. First, let's do the comforting thing and see what I played right. 75.
Spoken like a true poker veteran.
Yeah. All right. So this is 5 players to play. So that's here. Yep. Queen 10 suited. 62%. Close enough to 75. I feel good. I regret nothing. There's the raise. Again, the 3 big blinds. There's the call. There's the call. And oh, maybe it doesn't go runner, runner. All right. So the tool tells us very little in this configuration because of it doesn't give us the opener being out of position against 2 players. But from everything we've learned, this hand, so for everything we've learned, we think this position does a lot of checking.
Yeah, I would like kind of like a check raise here.
This hand's good enough to check raise.
You have backdoor FB,
Yeah.
top pair that could benefit from it.
Yeah. I mean, the line for me on the check raise is going to be ace 10 and king 10 definitely are good enough, I think. Queen 10 and jack 10 is and 10-9 are not. So queen 10's right in the middle.
I wonder, I'm not sure, but I wonder if in theory it's the opposite. Because Queen 10 and Jack 10 benefit more from getting a fold now than your very best 10x paired. I could be wrong, but I think that in some cases that's the situation.
Okay, let's look at that. So queen 10 doesn't want to see an ace or a king or a jack, right? And if it does, it picks up
I think it benefits more from fold equity.
right. But that's what you're saying. It benefits from fold equity. And I'm unsure of that because when you have ace 10 and you have a 10 on the board, you hate a king, a queen, and a jack just as much as when you have queen 10 hates an ace, a king, or a jack. Right? Why does queen 10 benefit from fold equity more than ace 10? I don't think it does.
Over cards. So obviously
Count the overcards. I think they're the
Yeah.
same number.
Well, also, you opened an early position.
Yeah.
With 2 callers. If you were going to bet your premium and draws,
Mhm.
what is your cutoff for premium?
That's exactly what we're discussing, Joey. I said ace 10 and king 10 are enough. Queen 10 might
Well,
not be.
Larry's talking about fold equity. That's a little bit less, that
Right, what
answers
is
the
it?
question a little differently.
Yeah, I'm just saying that I think you made it before we got to Larry's question, that what you just said was exactly what we said. We said ace 10 and king 10, yes, jack 10, no, queen 10 seems on marginal to me. Larry came in and said, I think that queen 10 I think he'd rather raise queen 10 than ace 10 and king 10 because of it needs more protection. And I'm saying I think it doesn't need more protection. I think they're the same amount. And so we're back to absolute value of the hand.
Yes,
Now
I
that
think
I
the
don't
other,
think it,
make your
I think
point.
the-
Now, Joey, make your point.
I don't think it has enough value to be a value bet.
Okay.
I think the other
The
argument
kickers
is
do
that
though.
any,
Okay.
is that, if an ace comes, if you have ace 10 and ace comes, you've got a great hand, right?
Right.
And you're not gonna be outdrawn on top there.
Yeah.
Whereas queen 10 and jack 10 benefit from fold equity, because that's clearly not the case.
Okay. Here's why I think you're missing something here.
Mhm.
Or I'm missing something, which is this. So I agree with everything you just said, but now reverse it for the queen 10. With queen, with queen 10, if a queen comes, you're ecstatic. You're not worried about any of their overcards because now you have two pair. You're
Yeah.
everything's great.
That's valid.
And the same thing with ace 10, when a queen comes, you're just as unhappy. So that's what I mean. Ace 10 doesn't want to see a jack, a queen, or a king. Queen 10 doesn't want to see a jack, king, or an ace. Jack 10 doesn't want to see a queen, king, or ace. And I think they all don't want to see those cards exactly the same amount.
Okay, yeah, that could be true.
And with that in mind, they're all the same. They're all the same hand in terms of protection, but queen 10 loses to king 10 and ace 10. And so it's not strong enough. Now, Joey, on your thing about the dividing line, do you put is king 10 strong enough?
Um. All right, first, if we were heads up, I would consider the bottom of the value range to be somewhere around jack 10.
Okay.
Because I don't think we could bet 10-9 for value.
Right. Also, the only 10-9 we have here is 10-9 suited, and we have it less than 25% of the time. We have it like 12% of the time. 10-9 suited.
Yeah, speak for yourself.
Oh, right. Sorry.
I have it 100% of the time.
Yes, you have it 100% of the time. Right. Right. This 8 right here is equal to 100. Got you. Okay. Moving on. I agree with you. Yes.
So if we're thinking jack 10 would be the bottom heads up, how much higher do we have to go with our kicker? 3-way being out of position 2 ways.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not really sure about queen. I'm not even 100% sure about king 10, but I can't make it. If you're trying to think realistically, ace 10 suited should be raising, and like, I mean, for ace 10 suited from the other players should be raising.
Yeah.
King 10 off is not in the range. Ace 10 off shouldn't be in the range, but might be.
Yeah.
Scotty, can I show a solve to prove that I'm absolutely dead wrong?
Yes. I
And
like that.
are we talking about c betting or are we talking about check raising?
We're
Check
talking about
raise.
both. We're talking about whether this is strong enough to do either, and then going on to which it should do.
Because I would imagine we are checking range here, right? With queen 10.
Not clear, because this is unlike these other solves we saw. We're out of position to two players, but we're the initial raiser. So we don't know. We have no tool that has given us an answer for this yet.
True. I would think, I mean, if it was heads up, we'd be checking range. I would think with two other players in position on us, that would make us want to check range even more. No?
Really? You open the low jack, you get called by the button, you get 7-10-4, you're checking range there?
Yes, absolutely. This flop, 100% check range.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is a check range.
All right, that's good to know. In that case, then I should check range against two players, period. That's easy. All right, let me stop share and show us how wrong you are.
Not just wrong, dead wrong.
Right, and Dean has some notes to read here.
Yeah, so this is how this goes, just,
Oh, that's,
so it's a check range board.
yeah.
Their most common bet size is small and button.
Mhm.
And then we get back to us, and yeah, it's totally linear.
Right.
So
Yep.
for exactly the reasons probably you're saying,
Okay.
that our equity's
Good.
higher. We can
Good.
compare equity here real quick.
All right. And then let's take a look at, in these positions, put us right in the first node. I want to see that, and show me everything in, yeah, right here. Yep, that is a check range board. Mike
And
wins.
he's supposed to bet a lot. This board is really good for him, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, good board for button.
Yeah.
So I was incorrect in my theory that we were driven by fold equity. We're just really playing. We're really playing just a equity driven check raise strategy with top pair here.
Right. And I can absolutely see where the initial thing of going, oh, my queen 10 needs more protection. But
Yeah, maybe a little poker PTSD's going in there.
yeah, yeah. All right. Here we go. So with all that, I'm pretty sure I bet. Yep. And I bet too large, all kinds of mistakes going on here. And that worked. Good. Happy result. We did not pick up a flush draw on the turn. That's what's important. All right. This should go fold. Ace Jack here does some, Ace Jack does some opening, and this should be about right there. This should be a 50 tree. This should be a 25% open here. And then if I do it, ace queen suited on the button can call or raise. If he raises, fours should fold. If he calls, fours should call. All right, let me check that ace jack in that position real quick.
I think it's gonna mix.
It might be mixed very little bit.
How many did I have? How many players did we have left? Poker tracker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So there we go. So we're here. Ace jack. Oh, ace jack's heavy. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, cause we're less than 9-handed.
Yeah. It mixes, but it mixes heavy. Yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
So I was wrong about the percentage again, but I'm going to open it. Simple. The ace queen in this case. So we raise button with his ace queen suited. Lots of calling with this.
I assume it's gotta respect your early position.
He does, but he doesn't have to respect it when he's got wheel aces. These hands are just so good that they don't need to raise.
Yeah.
Okay. And he doesn't, and he does. He 3-bets me, and he 3-bets me to a very small amount. The fours need to fold to the 3-bet, not because it's more money, but because he doesn't know that I'm not going to come over with, that I'm not going to 4-bet it.
I'm guessing that short stack is not
But
gonna.
he's short stacked, which is an even worse reason to play because his fours are an implied odds hand now by far. They're never gonna win unimproved to the river
Yep.
against players. And so this is suicide
Fold, but he calls, of course.
because which again adds to our theory that this guy's not playing an optimal short stack strategy. You
Right.
know, that he's not a short stack specialist. He's a bad player with a short stack.
Let's see if Scotty makes a mistake here.
Oh, I'm going to. The mistake is to call. I need to fold here so much.
I may consider a 4-bet. I know fold is the standard. But since the 3-bet was so small, I might talk myself into 4-bet bluffing this.
You don't think that stupidly small 3-bet isn't heavily loaded to aces and kings who don't want me to fold?
No, I've been saying this for a long time and nobody listens to me.
All right.
I've been
I'll
playing
listen.
small stakes long enough and live to know that some people just don't know what sizing to bet. So I
Okay.
don't read into sizing.
All right. So the only thing about the sizing is it makes it affordable for you.
Yes.
So,
Unless they start making changes in sizing and I see a pattern, then I will give it credence. But the first time somebody doesn't, I don't give any credence to their sizing.
okay.
I got a question for you guys. Is this ever at all kings, aces, or ace king?
It can be, but but Joey's saying that it's not heavily weighted towards that. If it's me, by the way, it's heavily weighted towards that. I'm also never going to do it this small. But
I mean, yeah,
playing-
Joey
Right.
makes a good point. You really have to KYC. You really have to know your customer. You have to have some information about the player to understand if there is some kind of correlation to giving a premium discount.
Yeah.
But yes, there are some players that are going to reduce that 3-bet size at the very top of it.
Yeah. So the answer is yes, this can be aces, kings, or ace king just as often as it's the other hands that he would do this with. And Joey says that the sizing doesn't change that. But it certainly doesn't, this sizing doesn't preclude it from your opponent. I'm
And
pretty sure, oh, go on.
Quite often, sometimes when people say the opposite argument can be made. Like, everybody says that when they bet small, it's tilted towards the nuts. But I've seen plenty of players do the bet small with their bluffing range and then betting large with their nuts.
Right. And but both ways we're saying without a player specific tell, you should not be saying he has aces here less often, nor should you say he has aces here more often. He has aces here as often as he has aces here. And
Right,
and
not until you see him do
Yeah.
a couple. You have to see him do a 3-bet that's like 9, and then try to see what hands he shows up with.
Yep.
So when someone makes a unusual 3-bet size or 4-bet size, I will take a note on them, and if they show their combo in the hand, I'll say what
Right.
combo they did it with.
And I want to add one word to that sentence, an unusual 3-bet size or 4-bet size for them.
Yeah. No, actually, well, I'm going off default, right? What
Okay.
GTO wizard, and then I take it from there.
Oh, okay. So you're just saying anytime you see an unusual size, your eyes prick up and you go, I need to
Yeah.
watch this close.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I mean, most people at most stakes at this point know pre-flop sizing.
Okay.
But I mean, maybe not so much when it becomes squeeze sizing, called 4-bet. But when it comes to just a flat 3-bet in position, most people know.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
I might be tempted to make this like 15.
so here's how I think about this now. With this small sizing, the mistake he's made is he has allowed me to realize my equity with implied odds hands very inexpensively. So I should be calling every pair here without a thought.
And every
Yes.
suited hand.
And any suited hand that I'm willing to open from here, I can play.
Yeah, I
But-
think this is an important hand to see too, because it's and I think I make this mistake. It's so easy to call with these easy pot odds, but we could see, I mean, this is one of the best things about cards up. We could see just that you're gonna be
Just how
dominated.
bad it is. Yeah. And so that I should look at this hand and say, and this hand is described perfectly as a reverse implied pot odds hand.
Yes.
And so I should be out of here.
Yeah, I think Joey has a very good idea about the 4-bet bluff,
Yeah,
because
if
the
you
dead
want to
money in.
continue, if you want to continue with a off-suited Broadway hand after a 3-bet, it's either fold or 4-bet.
Gotcha.
So-
And I don't see a compelling.
Ace
reason
king
for-
and ace queen are the exception.
I don't.
Ace
and I-
queen is often used as a 4-bet bluff out
Yeah.
of position.
Yeah.
Ace queen off.
But
And I don't
it
see-
depends. If you have somebody, if you run into that unicorn that does 3-bet too often, ace queen is no longer bluffing value, but it might actually have calling value.
So what did our champion do?
Oh, I'm sure I made the mistake of, I'm
It-
sure this is back when I was a limit player and I called this. I made the mistake of going, you made it cheap, therefore I can see a flop, which
Yeah,
is a mistake.
if he, separated these hands by three-way, we all know he made a mistake here.
No, it could go three-way even if I folded. Oh no, it's three ways seeing the flop. Yep, I made the mistake. And this is, from being a fixed limit player, and I think even without seeing his hand, I think this is a mistake.
Oh, I wanted you to suck out on it. Oh, well.
Oh, that would have been nice. Well, at least we didn't hit an ace. All right. Check, bet, fold, fold. We're not going to lose too much here.
Oh my God.
Oh, you got a call that.
Right. So
That's
this
insane.
is why, Joey, when I looked at this hand pre-flop and saying, is this a good one? I don't see anything. I didn't see anything compelling about this setup to why I should turn this one into a 4-bet. His small 3-bet didn't make me think he was weak, and now didn't make me think he was strong either. But this guy's cold betting of 2 makes me think that I'm not getting a fold from him, and I don't want to take ace jack, against his short stack anyway. And this is what happens. There we go. I'm going to fold now, though. I get out of here. What?
But isn't that right? There's
Oh no!
a
Oh
lot
no!
of-
I have
lot of
a
money in the
straight draw.
pot.
I have a straight draw.
Yeah,
Well, if you go back, I mean,
Well,
you guys
have
make,
you have a gut shot. That's not a straight draw.
I have a gut
Oh.
shot straight draw.
just so you guys can make fun of me, look at the pot odds.
Yes. Yes. Look at the pot odds if we were all in. All right. There we go. Who is this guy? All right. Now we're done. Check, check.
no,
check.
yes.
Oh my. Look at that. I got to realize my full pot odds.
1 out of 10 times we get the suck out. Come on.
It wasn't just 1 out of 10 times to get the suck out. I put in that money and I got to see 2 cards with it.
Uh-oh.
Oh, shit.
That's bad.
That's bad.
Might check
Oh, that's great.
4 to a
Hooray.
straight.
Hooray. All right. That was a less costly mistake than it needed to be. Clear mistakes. Anything we want to look at from the solver here? From our 3-way solver? No, because he 3-bets. We're done. We don't have that.
Yeah.
We don't have that. We're done. Okay.
Oh, goodness. Oh,
Oh.
hero.
Oh, goodbye, 100 big blinds.
Wow.
Somehow this is gonna go 3 ways somehow.
Yeah,
This
I think
hold
that
on.
the 9-8's gonna
This
flat.
would get
Fine.
5 or 6 bet if I was in the hand. The 9-8, I would 3-bet.
What's what's the name of the movie? Jennifer Lawrence, Mockingbird, Mockingjay.
I think it's called, oh, I don't remember.
Hunger Games?
Hunger Games.
Hunger
that's it.
Games, thank you.
We're gonna need to hear the sound, right?
It might not, YouTube doesn't let you play the sound over the.
Oh, that's so
because of
annoying.
Because of copyright, it won't let you play the sound over Zoom.
Okay, too bad. Anyway, you guys didn't hear it either. Well, anyway,
No.
we're playing the Mockingjay death music right now. As
King should raise, 9-8 should 3-bet, ace should 4-bet, king should 5-bet.
and then go broke that way. All right. So what's gonna happen when king raises here? I think this 9-8 should mostly fold,
Yeah, I should fold that early.
right? But he's not going to. He's going to call, and the aces are going to come over the top, and then I'm going to 4-bet, and life is going
What
to.
do you mean? There's a sliver of 3-betting.
There is a sliver of 3-betting, and there's no calling. I'm
They
just
said
saying,
mostly fold.
I said mostly. All right. 15. Good sizing. And oh,
That's
You get-
why we're
you get
going
some-
3 ways.
Yes.
You get some flats there with kings heads up. I
yeah.
don't think so, multi-way.
We'll look at that. Is there any way that that this causes me not to lose everything?
He
No.
might slow down.
Maybe.
Yeah, he's gonna slow
I
down.
did.
You,
Come on, check.
Check.
Oh, yes.
All right.
All
No.
right.
The pair queen saved you.
Yes. 37 big blinds.
Lost them in.
Yay.
Amazing.
All right. That was not near as terrible as it could have been. Okay, so in GTO Wizard, we have to go to get those calls. We just have to go to 150 big blinds. Is that right? I don't have it. Somebody who's got the solver that has the calls in it, go to it. Otherwise, I'll go to poker coaching. Or poker-
I got some GTO.
Okay, let me stop it here. All right. Let's take a look at this. Position 1, 2, 3, 4. So low jack -1. Share your screen.
Okay, let me see.
This is such a good day for bad play. Oh, I'm so relieved. This is the $1, $2 game, people.
Yeah, I don't think kings are gonna flat trap here. I don't think aces or kings flat trap here.
What do you mean trap? I was set mining.
click study. Above the table.
Up, 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 up. Then to the right, straight up, right there. Good, we're-
Entinder, eller?
Okay, so under the gun +2 raises. This is good. You're an MTT. No, you're in cash. Everything is good. Under the gun
Next one.
+2. Next one.
Next one.
Okay, there we go. There's my raise with kings. Now, the low jack with his 8-9 suited has not even slivers in this mode, but 10-9 has it, and that's fine. But he calls, and we're fine. So he does a call with a hand that is the non-union equivalent of 7-6 suited. That's fine.
Is our stack depth here? 150.
Our actual stack depth is
100 in the hand.
100 in the hand. But we can't get this result without 100. All right.
So give low jack a call. Doesn't really matter what their combo is.
Now we
Big
go all the way to the
blind,
big
three
blind.
bet.
Yeah, all the way to the big blind.
And you
No,
don't
you
need to
don't
click
have to
those
fold
folds
everybody.
if you don't want to. You don't
Oh,
have to
no.
unfold either. Just click on big blind.
Okay.
And it'll automatically fold everybody.
In the other tool, in the DTO tool, you have to bother to click them all. So he raises.
Raise.
He raises to 15. Comes back around to us with our kings. There are no flats.
Yeah,
But Soul Reader Scotty decides to flat with his kings, knowing that it was set mining. Oh,
yeah. So
Okay. I'll call BS.
so
Okay.
poker coaching does give flats here heads up.
There's a
trap,
little tiny
but-
sliver of flat there. Can you go ahead and flat
Hey,
that to
look at
see
it.
what happens
look at it. Look at it.
to the 9-8 or to the 10-9 suited?
It's the 6-7 and 6-5. They call.
Yeah, so now we're in, against two ranges. We are profitably set mining.
Right. But Jack 10 doesn't because Jack 10 is dominated. We have to be low.
Yeah, yeah. Can you roll
Oh.
over like the tens and the nines real quick? So they like, thanks, skate. So they're all like earning a chip by flatting and set mining here against two strong ranges, which are gonna.
Yeah.
Which are gonna be motivated to stack off with their ace king. If ace comes and you hit, you're set.
And roll over the suited connectors too.
They're
And those are less than
way
this.
less. Okay, so yeah, the call is worth 7-8, and then go to the 7-6 and the 6-5 there, skate.
Yeah, barely. Okay.
0.04, 0.05. And 5-4. I just want to know why 5-4 is folding so much. Because it's negative. Just is. It's just,
Who knows?
who knows?
I think the 6 has value in Solverland because of coolering the wheel,
Hmm.
which gives it more value
Yeah.
in the world of equilibrium.
Yeah, but the suited connectors are worth so much less than those medium pairs. So much less.
Yeah.
And that Jack 10 suited that folds means that a 10-9's fold would mean the 10-9 would fold and maybe not a 9-8. We can't tell. All right. So we call, hooray, with that tiny, tiny solver error that they didn't solve it all the way down sliver for me to justify it. Okay, that's it for this one. There's nothing else we want to see. Yeah, that's all we want to see.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Yep, for sure.
Right. Now, in reality, why did I not 4-bet this? What was I thinking? Let's see. Pre-flop. I don't know. I don't think it was, maybe just that because I'm so early, my range is so strong that his range has to be really strong. So let me wait for a flop and not flop an ace before committing all the chips. Maybe that's what I was thinking.
Well, let's be results oriented and say you avoided getting coolered.
Yes. And then once we get this board, once I get a single call on this board, we're done.
Lost them in.
Yeah, yeah. Because if I check it, which I mean, why would I? But if I check it, I think more money ends up going in. That's my calls. All right, here we go. Fold, raise, fold, 3-bet, fold, call. That's what should happen, but it won't.
Where is, let's all guess where the third player is going to be.
Gotta
I
be
mean,
these.
I think
don't-
maybe ace king is gonna slow play here. That's what's gonna happen.
Ace king
Yeah.
is going to call, and the 8-9 is going to come along.
Yeah, I think ace
stack
king is
play.
gonna
Yeah.
quote unquote trap.
Yes. There's the raise. No! Who had that on their bingo card?
Yeah, pot.
Oh. So yesterday I played a tournament with friends, and when we're down to about 22, and I apologize for playing a tournament or bring up a tournament here. When we're down to I'm 22, 23 big blinds, something like that. I have aces, I raise, a pocket fives call me. The flop comes down with a 5. I check raise, he goes all in. On the flop, I call and I lose. So I have 3 big blinds left on the next hand. I'm in the big blind. I have Jack 10 suited. Folds around to the small blind, who limps, which he should be doing with none of his range. And I looked at this with my 3 big blinds, and I wasn't sure whether, do I take advantage of the fact that he didn't charge me and see the flop, or do I just jam my Jack 10 suited because I have 3 big blinds and let's go?
How close are you to the money?
I can't make the money. I'm at the final table. It pays down to 4. There's 9 of us. I have 3 big blinds. I'm not going to make it I'm not going to make it without doubling up.
So there's 9, 4 get paid, 9 at the final table. You're on the big blind, right?
Yeah.
Are you guys paying antes?
Yes.
Yeah, maybe you just put it all in.
My last round. Right. So I do put it all in, and he thinks for a while before calling me with deuce 3 offsuit. And I was thinking, like, why did you bother, given the situation? I understand why you would put me all in. I don't understand why you would bother with deuce 3 doing this. And the flop was a deuce 3-5, and the turn was a 3. And that's why I'm here playing cash with you guys. Okay.
Oh,
I just say that based on this 4-3 offsuit here, which just reminded me of
So what do you make this 15?
him. I think he's going to call.
What do you make it? What do we make it?
Oh, what do we
15?
make? Yes.
Maybe,
Let's see,
do you guys make a little bigger than 15 because it's maybe 16?
9,
Because it's a
12,
3x?
13, 14, 15, 16.
Yeah.
3 times this bet, plus all the remaining in the pot, plus another one of this bet. So 4 times this bet. 12, 15, 16. We make it 16. He makes it 9. Thank you.
I'm so confused right now.
This is, there's the fold, and this is an easy call.
Yeah,
This hand doesn't need to 4-bet. I'm in position against him. This is just an easy call. This person does not enjoy chips.
ironically, look at his equity when you guys are blocking each other's pairs.
He's almost, yeah. He's 21% and he's got 31. That's amazing.
That's why poker will never die.
Yes. All right.
Yeah.
He checks. Backdoor flush, 2 overcards, backdoor straight. There's the straight draw. And now
So
I
he
have to,
donks. Okay, oh, he
no, he
checked it.
donked. No, he didn't donk. He checked. He
Okay.
check called with his backdoor straight draw, backdoor flush draw,
Yeah.
2 overcards,
Good call.
everything to the nuts. And I don't know how to play poker, but at least my backdoor flush is hidden. Ugh. That's just bad. That's so bad. All right. Who wants this? I do.
Red line it.
No.
He hero calls you.
Oh no. Oh, the blue line, the blue line. Oh, the poor blue line.
So let's go back here just real quick. Let's go back to here. So paired board, can you go bigger? I mean, this is obviously cards up in retrospect. What size would you bet with the 10x?
Anywhere from here to 125% pot. Anything from 30 to, well, I said 20, and from here to 150, 30 to 60.
So it is plausible you'd play a 10x like this. In a
Yeah.
3-bet pot.
Although it seems less likely that my 10x, let's see, let's look at this. When he bets the flop and gets a call, do I really just call with my 10x here? I don't raise?
I think
No,
that's
in third position, you can. Ace 10, I'm pretty sure can raise in third position.
Yeah.
I think you'll have some calls in a 3-bet pot against a
think-
guy who should be protecting his checking range at some frequency.
Yeah, but
Out of
I mean,
position.
what ace 10s do you have if ace king 3-bet?
What ace
Couple-
10s do you have if
You have a
ace
couple
kings
ace 10
3-bet?
suited, maybe.
Ace 10 suited, his 3-bet size was too small, so I can have Jack 10 suited here, I can have 9-10 suited here. I don't need to fold any of those to that size.
Yeah, but you're definitely not raising with Jack 10.
Not
Yeah, that's
here.
our point, is that he
but I am
plausibly could
here.
have
Betting it here.
trips because he just tripped up with his 10x.
Yeah, I'm betting every 10 here on this action.
So the question, I guess, or the thing that I'm curious what you guys think is, what is the appropriate bluff size here? Going with the theory that bluff sizing should match value size.
Yeah, I think I can, yeah, so yeah, I think the 10x is anywhere because
Yeah,
I'm not putting either of them on a very strong hand to call with. So
Yeah,
mean-
everyone's capped at this point.
yeah, so
So this is a plausible size.
yeah, I think so. Anything 75 to 150 seems okay to me.
Okay.
Anybody else?
Oh, no. Sorry.
This is with a 10. And then
It is a pretty ferocious, hero call,
Right. Now, can I bet a
especially
nine?
blocking the flush,
Yeah. Can I
busted
bet it?
flush draw.
Yeah. Can I bet a nine for value here?
I doubt, multi-way.
Not for value, I don't think. I think you could bet a nine as a, turn it into a bluff. Like
Hmm.
8, 9 of diamonds.
You also have seven,
I want
eight at some
all,
frequency here.
yeah. But the issue is, so this guy, when he bets here and he checks this turn, he's got flush draws. Does he have tens left here? Does he have tens that he bet and then checks the turn for protection here? Not again, not on this board. Because he hates seeing a diamond, he hates seeing a seven, he hates seeing an eight. I don't think so.
He would have to then check. Are you talking about out of position three better?
I'm talking about the villain 30.
Oh,
So once this goes check on the river, the question is, can I value bet a nine here
I don't think you would.
in this configuration?
I think that's a no.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Okay.
If you did, I think it's a bluff. I think
I
Oh,
think, I think, 7, 8 and 10x is a value bet.
all right. So what am I trying to, so if I'm bluffing, I want a better hand to fold. What better hand do I want to fold? Pocket jacks, queens, kings? I think I can get those to fold.
Um,
Like a bat. That seems like a very bad way to play poker.
not with this size.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess a nine is just marginally made and just check it down and just win.
mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm just arguing that maybe a bigger sizing is a more effective bluff. Because your value, which would be a straight or trips, could potentially bet bigger.
Yeah. I I wish I had.
And this is the moment where I say thank you for letting us all surgically examine your play every Monday.
Okay. All right. All right. So here we go. What should happen here is it should go fold, 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 raise, fold, fold. King Jack is not folding here. Let me think, how often is it calling and how often is it raising against the cutoff? King Jack off.
I think
Should
it's
be doing-
calling mostly.
It should be doing mostly calling. All right, let's take a look at that. That's not what's going to happen, but here we go. Cutoff raise. Yeah, we're studying. Cutoff raise, big blind, king jack off. No folds, mixes,
Oh, that's right, 50-50-ish.
50. That's fine. Yep. All right, this whole region is that. I remember that now. Okay. But that's not what's going to happen. What's going to happen is I'm going to raise, he's going to call, and he's going to call. That's what's going to happen. Unless this is the same guy as our 3-4 on the last hand, in which case he's going to call. Nope, call.
Broken
That's,
stack's gonna come along.
yep. All right. And I'm not going to lose any more money, I don't think.
Scotty, do you have a filter for, so that you can experience additional abuse from us and from YouTube? Do you have a filter that these are all hands that you're involved with?
I probably, the filter where I said filter for three-way, I probably, without knowing it, didn't turn off the filter on hero. So I probably have to be in every hand, yeah.
No worries.
But we have
No
plenty, so why not?
Yeah, sure.
Why not watch all of us play wrong? Include check. I can't bet this.
So YouTube, make sure you like, you comment very specifically on Scotty's play
Yeah.
below. Please post screenshots to various solvers.
Okay, here we go. This is nice for the 10 queen. I'm not losing any more money this hand. So the 10 queen can now bet if he wants to. Perfectly reasonable. And now the king jack should absolutely bet. He does. I fold and the 10 queen should call. Nope.
Did you just photo open? That's an open ender. Or am
He
I
just folded
retarded?
an open ender for a 75% bet out of position. An open ender with an overcard.
Well, B75, maybe you be out of position, you begin to fold this combo.
Yeah, I think so.
And also, I mean, pot odds versus equity, right? We know this, he doesn't have the implied odds here because of his broken stack and also he's out of position, so this makes sense.
Right. He blocks the flush from coming in from it. No, he doesn't block the flush from coming in. When the flush comes in, he blocks the other guy from having a flush. So he doesn't
Yeah,
have
and
to
he's got,
back
and
action.
some of his outs are dirty too. That's a
His
very good
outs are
point.
dirty, but he has some protection against the dirty outs.
So I think this is a good fold from our broken stack.
Hmm.
What do you guys think?
I want to lose 6 more big blinds.
I think it's a good fold.
I think it's a good fold even at 100 bigs because it's hard to realize in the dirty outs.
So let's take a look. You want to look at this one heads up? Does it make any sense?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important to understand
Yeah,
what
let's
the value of this hand is at different bet sides out of position where you don't.
What are the
Yeah.
actual odds there? What are actual odds against even a hand like that? What does it say? It's 23%?
23, but we're
It's
playing 25 odds. We're playing
Yeah,
to make money on the river.
23 and our pot odds are what, 29 or something? So we
And-
want to like put him in like, we want to put the queen jack like in big
Just put him,
blind.
put him in the big blind and let the guy open his king jack, late position and
Okay.
like that. So I'll do it.
All right.
I'll burn a solve right now. I'll
Okay.
burn my 1 solve. Okay, so we're gonna give him cut off, raises, big blind, queen 10 off suit. He's got it. He calls. Flop is Jack 4-7. Jack of clubs, Jack of spades, 4 of clubs, 7. Jack of spades, 4 of clubs, 7 of clubs. That is the hand. Good. So big blind checks range as usual. Cut off with his king jack should be betting, but not 100% of the time. So this is the time that he chooses to check it. And with a king of clubs, with his king jack, he can check more often when he has the king of clubs.
Hey, Scotty.
Yeah.
Do me a quick favor. Hit your space bar 1 time. Okay, cool. See, it shows bet percentages now.
Okay, thank you. There we go. King jack, he chooses to check this one. Turn is the 9 of diamonds.
So he's got an open ender.
Right, he's got an open ender. So now he bets out a lot, and this bet is called a probe, a stab.
Probe.
What's this bet called?
A probe bet.
This is a turn probe. So a lot of turn probing. The queen of clubs doesn't make a difference in the frequency particularly. And in this case, he chooses to check. All right, that's fine. Solve versus check. Now the king jack is not going to hang around. The king jack still slow plays a little bit. Weird, but not. But this time he goes for it and he goes 75%, which is in there. And now big blind with a queen 10. There is no folding of queen 10.
Can you
Now this is
go?
deeper. This is deeper.
Yeah, this is deeper. Can we go to filters for a second, Scotty?
Yep.
And go and then click on open-ended straight draws.
All
This
right.
is-
Filters, it lives where? To the right?
Sorry, it's in the lower right. So if you keep on going down,
Action, hands,
lower
filters. All right.
and then you see where it says OESD on your
Yep,
right.
you find it. Draws, OESD. This is them. Those are his
There they
OESD.
are. So now we can kind of just focus on OESD. So
You
the
fold the
worst
5-6.
OESD is folding.
The
Some of
5-6.
the bluffing. Okay. May I ask you to do one more thing?
Yes. Oh, look, the 6, 8, and 8, 5 are gut shot, are double belly busters.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Right, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 3, 4, 5. No, the 6, 8 is open ended. And why is the 5, 8 in there? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Why is this why is this calling it an open ender?
Yeah, why is king 10 an open ender?
Okay, because it's not an open ender. It's all the straight draws. Because I didn't click on it. Your tool is broken. Oh, king 10 is 7, 8, 9, 10, jack, 9, 10, jack, queen, king.
Yeah.
The 10 is the 10 makes it a double belly buster.
Yep.
So the king 10 is fine. But why the 5, 8? What am I seeing wrong? The 6 gives you a straight.
Well,
The
7,
10, 7, 8, 9, 10, jack.
Yeah.
Yep. There
Yeah,
it
it's
is.
belly
Gives you
buster.
it gives you the ignorant four-liner.
I'm sorry, can you clarify this? We have king 10. It's 4 outs to a straight.
No, it's
How
not
is that?
straight. I'm going to put you back on king 10. You have king 10. If you get an 8, that's 7, 8, 9, 10, jack. If you get a queen, that's 9, 10, jack, queen, king. 8s and 10s both give you a straight. Prove me wrong. Your silence is acquiescence.
Yeah,
Okay.
my brain is not finding the queen.
Yeah, these are some pretty hidden straights. These
Yeah,
are
but
definitely hidden straights.
but I was wrong on the 5, 8, of course. But anyway,
Oh, I
there's
see it now.
there's
Thanks.
no
Thank you.
there's no folding in poker. No, we don't fold any of that.
Can we play with this a little bit, Scotty?
5, 6. Yes, we can do anything you want. I'm now going to look at this 5, 6 here. The 5, 6 of heart, the 5, 6 of clubs doesn't go away, and the other ones go away, but you never have them.
Yeah.
No, you have them. You have them some. I'm wrong. Yeah. So 5, 6 is not good enough, I guess, because when you hit your pair, it's just never good. And when you hit your pair on the other ones, sometimes it goes check, check, and you win. I guess. All right. What do you want to see? Filters?
Can you just filter for OSD and then
Click
let's
on.
do filter OSD and gut shot.
Okay. So click
Just to
on
make
it
it more complicated.
and gut shot, click on it. That gives me
Yeah.
both.
Okay. And then can we, you see where it says strategy and it's like a drop down in
Yep.
the upper left? Can you just make that strategy plus EV or eat just EV?
All right.
We can-
Strategy plus EV.
Okay. So we can see now if we go to Queen 10, which is our hand in question, right? It's our main question. So it's not winning a ton. It's winning 6/10 of a chip. So it's not like a slam dunk call.
But our combo is better because it has the queen of clubs. Winning
It's
the chip.
Queen of clubs, which is blocking the flush draw.
Yeah.
So now if you change it to B125 instead of
B125. And
B75 in the upper right, so change the,
got it. And when when we say it's blocking the flush draw, we mean it's blocking when it's not blocking the flush draw from. Yeah, it's blocking the flush draw from coming in, and it's blocking him from having the flush when the flush draw comes in.
yeah.
All right, here we go. B125.
And then if we go to Queen 10, now we begin to become indifferent, but
Yeah.
not with our club. With our club, now we're turning it into a,
Scotty, we can't see the bottom of your,
I think it's not there. It's like we don't have the queen. Oh, there it is. It came back. There's your you're never folding the queen of clubs.
And
yeah,
then we
but
have to
it
add
looks,
the caveat, of course, that this is based on your opponent making the appropriate bets prior, right? Whereas
Yeah.
population may not have the bluffs, right?
Yeah. Yes.
yeah, you have a good point.
But I don't think there's a population adjustment that says that you should be folding queen 10 here to the 75% bet, given that to a 125.
It's interesting, we get like kind of, the solver gets kind of fight or flight when it's blocking the flush draw. It's like, okay, fuck you, let's run it.
Yeah.
You have a flush X% less time, or you're gonna make a flush X% less time.
My
Your
outs are
bet now, in theory, your bet now, which is an overbet, should have a greater bluff proportion than it does at B75, so let's now run it.
So let's bluff the bluffer.
So let's bluff the buffer.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think we all know that that doesn't hold out in reality, because in reality, humans have a strong correlation between bet size and hand strength.
Oh, look at look at this little glitch here for some reason. The queen's on the right. When we're out of this mode, it runs out the side. Oh, it's because I didn't do that. There we go. Let's not talk about this anymore. Okay, here we go. Now we see
Well,
everything.
thank you for that exercise, sir.
Okay. So that's what he did.
Yeah, there a couple of us were pretty sure about folding, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Now,
I mean, I think. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I wonder how much we can adjust that versus
Right.
human.
right. But broken stack brings his implied odds down on it.
Yeah.
The bigger pot, the pot is bigger than it was there because there were 3 players in there. So his SPR is, does that matter? No, his SPR doesn't matter, just his absolute number of chips left relative to this. He's got 8 times this, he's got 7.5 times this chips left.
I guess SPR matters, but his SPR is just so much greater under big bonds.
Yeah, but what I mean is, well, yeah, I mean, when the SPR matters when the flush comes in and the straight comes in together.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. So this is an easy raise. This should go raise and fold around, but this is going to go raise, call, fold. Maybe the third call comes from here, which is terrible, or the third call comes here, which is just really, really, really bad. Let's see.
Mike has a question.
Yes, Mike.
Oh, I was going to say, if we can go back to the Queen 10 hand, I do have a question regarding what happens
Yes.
when we hit our straight out of position.
Oh, right. That's good.
That's a good question.
No, that's
we
really
don't?
good. Because out of position, how do you get the equity of it? Okay. So we put this down here. So now we call.
Go back to, yeah, bet 75.
75. We call. The river is the non-club version. Let's do that first. And let's give us the king of diamonds. That's a good card. King of diamonds.
Now we have no donking.
Nope. We let him bet. He doesn't
I wonder
see
if we have donking if it's the other end of the straight. If it's
Let's
the
do that.
8, which doesn't hit him as much.
Let's do that.
Yeah,
So
I
he's
think
gonna-
we might dunk with the 8.
8 of spades.
So you gotta click on the king to
Oh,
unclick it.
click the king off.
Yeah.
Click on the 8 of spades. Thank you.
We have some donking,
Very
but not the straight.
Very little. Yeah. So. Nope. Now, what if it comes a club where we expect not to get the bets, where we think he's going to slow down? So we go back to the river, click this off. Let's bring in the king of clubs.
Well, since the king's an overcard, we're
Let's
not
bring
gonna
the
have
eight of
that
clubs.
many.
Now we do some betting. And do we care whether we have the queen of clubs or not? We bet a ton with the 10 of clubs. And we bet a little bit with every other hand. And I'm going to say that this is because when the flush comes in, he checks behind too many of his hands. Well, this is also one other thing. This is a 4-liner when the 8 comes in. So he doesn't, so that's why we have to bet the 8 some. Yeah, we really want, let me do the king of clubs here instead.
I'm thinking with the overcard, we don't have any dunks.
No, nothing except this weird 9-7 down here. Weird 2.
Okay. And then when a blank comes in and we miss,
Right. The blanky of blanks that is
You
not a
gotta
4.
unclick the king first.
Right, okay. You want a bettable 4-liner blank? Let's do the 5. We bluff out with the version without a club. No, with a club. That seems weird to me. I would rather bet the version without a club because it gives him flush draws that bricked out. So this is weird to me.
It's gonna have to do with what his bluffing range is with his busted FDs. So our strategy is going to interact with whatever his busted FD strategy is.
It just seems, yeah, but so we're deciding whether to bluff, and our bluff is not we're not check raise bluffing this stuff.
No, I don't think we have
Check
any check raise
folding.
bluffs.
Right. And we're
Yeah,
gonna,
so I mean, yeah, often when it's like this super complex, we bluff, but it doesn't seem intuitive. It has to do with what in positions bluffing and slash value strategy is.
okay. So we bluffed less when we had the queen of clubs. He bets more when he has the queen of clubs.
So if you wanna, so you can filter for a no made hand and then just look at. So if you filter and then go down to like no made hand, right? So
He bluffs the queen tens.
he bluffs the queen ten, so if we're,
He bluffs a lot when he has the queen of clubs. He wants a club when he bluffs.
yeah,
And
so then that somehow is gonna interact with why we bluff them.
it's the same, it's that same thing. He bluffs with a club in his hand, and he should love to have no clubs in his hand when he bluffs because our calls include flush draws. So this is not the hand we played. This is not how we played it, but I think the solver is backwards.
Was cray cray?
I think it's cray cray in solver land.
Yeah, I think it has to do with, yeah, we'd have to, I'm not understanding it, but in theory, it has to do with an interaction with what he's doing.
I accept those words.
But
just-
it doesn't, but we can't
I can't
dig
figure out
down
what to do.
deeper,
Yeah,
figure it out yet.
yeah. Okay,
One more, Scotty.
yeah.
River comes in, we hit our straight, it's a club, we check, he bets.
Right. Oh, before that, let's see if we bluff let's see what our rebluff is. So his most common size is 51%. So he bets his 51%. It's back on us, then we're gonna do yours. And do we bluff? We just go away.
Well, you can take it off.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, we're on no made hand. Let's just get off our filters. But we don't bluff no made hands anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't look like we have many bluffs.
Yeah. And we bluff an ace, we bluff a 9.
You know, bluff straights, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a couple other ways to look at it, but. I mean, you can scroll
Well,
down more on the
yeah,
filters.
7-5
at-
is value, 7-7. Oh, go to filters and look
And then
for,
scroll down, all the farther down.
Yep.
And then weak hands, if you just. So
Look for the-
those are our bluffs there. right?
we can trash. So
Yeah,
here
you
we
can
go.
see,
We bluff the ace 9, and that is a bluff. The 9-8 is a bluff. We would like to be, having an 8 in our hand is good. It blocks him from having the nut. We bluff a 9-6. All right. No queen 10. We don't get in there. All right. Now we'll go, what river did you want? Mike?
Give us the straight and give a flush to the board. So king of clubs or 8 of clubs.
I'm gonna do the king of clubs because the other one is a 1 card straight.
there is the king of,
King of clubs, and when we,
King of spades, you have the king of spades up
oh,
there.
well, that's not good. King of clubs. There you go.
Oh, there's the diamond.
Oh, really? What has happened to my brain? Go away. King of
I'm
clubs.
experiencing solver melt.
I'm there. There.
Alright, so now we have the straight and the flush game in, right?
Right.
Yeah. So we
So,
check.
but you have to go back to the board on the tree where we
Where
check,
we
and then
check.
what does he do?
Right, this is us. Here we go. Here's our check. So
We check pure.
we check range,
Oh, sorry, you need to clear the filter, sir.
clear filters. filters, include, exclude, clear. There we go. We check range.
Right, we saw that.
We have a
Now-
two pair that bets out. And it's not of clubs, because it can't be. Right, okay. We check range. He now bets. He bets his straights. He does not bet his top pair, his newly minted top pair. He bluffs his ace 10. Especially when he has a club to block. That makes sense. We like that. He bets sets for value. He bets straights. Okay, so now
His
he
most
bets,
common size is a 150, is a B150.
right.
I can't
Then-
imagine we would be raising.
No, not against B150. B150, our straight is just calling.
Okay, what if he makes it the next size down?
B77. Now we
A
can
little bit.
raise straights. And when we have straights, we need a club to raise them, right? Thank
Yep.
you. This makes this makes sense to me. All right, anything else you want to know?
Just that 51, same thing.
51,
Oh,
we don't.
now we
51,
raised
you don't need a
everything.
club. You don't need a club
Okay.
at 51.
So you must never use a B51 with any of his flushes.
Yeah, that's the idea. Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Open ender and overcard out of position. Oftentimes I see that a lot and never know what the fuck to do.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a good deep dive.
Okay. So, who guesses that the call comes from the 8-9 and who says it comes from the 7-queen?
I say it comes from Queen 7.
I think it's ace 10, ace 2, and is there a broken stack? No.
Right, you were just looking for whoever had a broken stack, whatever that were.
I'm
There
gonna
you
guess
go.
the 8-9 too.
All right. Raise, call. It's the queen 7. All right. This is very, very bad. We have learned this. We don't need to repeat why. This is only marginally bad. So that's fine.
Oh my god. Well, at least you didn't hit.
I got a gut shot, but it's not, but oh, these guys. No, this is gonna be fine.
Yeah, someone's gonna die. If this guy's calling queen 7, he's not gonna
He's not full.
gonna fold a 2 pair.
Right.
Let's see how
Right.
far he goes with this.
So he should check range. He does. I should check. I do. He bets the perfectly reasonable amount. He just calls. I get out of the way. This is good. Now he's dead. So this is that king is really good for him because now he has to lose and he knows it. There's a bet of 3. He loses 3 more big blinds. And now there's a bet of 10. And are you going to call it? Yep. He just loses that much. He did not need to lose after the king came.
I think ace 2 really lost value here, even without the hands. He did
For
not.
sure.
So, a couple questions for you guys. So if we go back to flop here.
Yeah.
Multi-way. On a monotone board, when you've got the absolute nuts. Is this a pure bet or are there traps?
Oh, he's in this. This is a pure bet.
Multi-way, I would pure bet, but
Pure
yeah,
bet.
theory wise, I don't know.
Oh,
I kind of like a trap here because, well, this is maybe not the best board for a trap because the king and queen of hearts are on, and that's what we want us trap. So maybe this isn't the best trap board.
we're going to do the cutoff version because that's the closest. There we are going all. We are going monotone.
Yep,
and
yeah.
Any. That's it. That's the only monotone flop we have.
Would it work with the other configuration at all?
I'll take a look at whether they're more, but that's right. Monotone, all, any. Okay, let's go check the other configuration. Monotone, all, any. That's the only flop they have. So our guy has 7. The other guy's got 7-4, but it doesn't matter. We'll still see what the ace 2 does. All right, here we go. That's our flop. Okay.
Yeah, I think this is a better trapping board because this allows your
Mhm.
Check it.
opponents to have the king and queen of spades, jack of spades. Most importantly, king and queen of spades.
This is a range check board for the cutoff. And now the button.
I think we're gonna have traps at some frequency here.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Let's go
might,
opposite relative.
we may have
We can't have
traps,
any,
but
we can't have a 3. Here we go. We can't have a 4. There we go with them.
Nope.
Sliver.
like we might have some, but in population, I just bet out
Just no. No, we just don't. I mean,
because
you find it right here on the 6, which blocks him from having a straight draw also.
So, Joey, tell me about the value of betting out here in this situation.
All right, the only reason the sovereign would have checks with the nuts is to protect your checking range. And I think against population, you don't have to protect your checking range. And I think with a monotone board, we don't have to trap because we're still going to get value from people with one heart. We're going to get one street of value with people with a pair.
Yeah, that's a good point. The king and queen of hearts is gonna call a bet. That's a good point.
I mean, that's completely different than a board where we flop a full house because then we pretty much dominate the board.
And we block all their continues. Well,
Right.
depending on the full house, but most times, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you've got a good point. I mean, one thing I have to think about when I'm thinking about trapping is, would they call anyway? Yeah, they're gonna call with the pairs and they're gonna call with, their flush draws. Maybe not on this, blocking the best flush draws is a bummer here, but on a non-king queen board, they're gonna call with, if they have the king with
Yeah.
hearts, the queen of hearts.
He's in the big blind, so he has a lot. When he can have all the lower, a lot of the lower flushes.
Yeah,
He doesn't need a king or a queen to have gotten in there.
that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see betting here.
Right. So there's the bet. I like the size. That's great. Doesn't love the king. Turns out, I think if he bets the correct size here, according to DTO, he gets a fold. I don't think this guy's calling 15 big blinds now.
Yeah, he
Which
just got counterfeited.
Pure, yeah, that counterfeiting. And he just goes for 3. And then I think the ace-2 may have actually gotten max value. Now, then again, this guy called queen 7 in the big blind, so who knows how big a mistake he will make.
Yeah, maybe Villain 39 is smart enough to know that 2 pair are a big part of his calling range or something.
Yeah.
I would have
Right.
used a bigger size on it. It
On the
seems like
turn?
it's too small.
Okay. Raise, fold, 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 3-bet.
He must flat his
Little bit of
jacks here.
calling, fold, fold. So this should be heads up between me and the jacks, and the jacks should call and 3-bet me. But what's gonna happen is I'm gonna raise. The queen 10 is gonna call, and then the jacks are gonna do whatever they do behind.
I think it's a broken stack, 3-4 suited is gonna call.
Your 3-4 suited is gonna call. Okay. There's the raise. Yep. And there's the call, and there's your 3-4. How much money am I gonna lose on this?
Why, how long ago was this? Before I criticize.
Please, well, it's wrong, but please let it not be last week. View hand details. 2022, August of 2022.
Okay. You do know not to bet anything below top pair now, right?
Yes. Yes. And I know that I do a lot of checking in this position and that I check range in this position. I didn't know any of those things then. Yes, this is bad. But at least the sizing's not bad. And now I'm done. What do I think I'm calling with? Now I'm done. Oh, good. There we go. Lost an unnecessary amount of chips there. Yep. That's wrong. So what should have happened here was it should have gone check, he bets, I call the first bet. So I check here, he bets something, I call once. Here I check, if he bets again, I fold. Right?
That sounds
Yeah.
reasonable.
Yeah. And when his queen comes, maybe he doesn't bet it. So maybe I get there. Okay. More multi-way. Ace 10, this is too early to raise. Ace 9 should raise. What's going to happen? It's going to be raise, call. One of these guys is going to fold with a, oh my gosh. If I didn't know
Sounds like it
in a
could go
three-way,
5 ways.
I think we go 5 ways, but it doesn't. I've filtered them for exactly 3 ways. But what should happen here is if these guys are playing a raise or fold strategy, I should raise the ace 9. 5s should fold. 7s should sometimes 3-bet and sometimes fold. King 9 should do some 3-betting and some folding. Queen 10 should do a lot of 3-betting. I think even against this early. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, probably not. Probably a lot of folding. So yeah, this should get through a fair amount of time.
Yeah, as well as the sevens, I don't think they're 3-betting at all.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at that pre-flop configuration before we move on. But this is what does happen. Raise, fold. There's a call. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be the 3 deuce.
Let me ask you guys a question. Go back to the queen 10 real quick.
Yeah,
What are you guys doing with queen 10 here?
Fold.
Skate says fold.
I'm folding.
Okay.
Queen Jack might be one of the bottoms. Maybe, excuse me, Jack 10, 9, 10, possibly.
I think
Skate.
queen jack suited would be a good
Yeah.
squeezing combo here.
Set
Okay.
the-
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You've
Yeah,
got
if-
your
if I'm-
150. Set this one up, Skate, and you're 150, and we'll look at it because you have calls from the villain 43.
I'm with you, Larry. If I'm doing anything other than folding, it would be to 3-bet it for sure.
Yeah, I don't think queen jack suited is very good flat, but it might be a good squeeze.
I think queen 10 suited is better than queen jack suited.
Do a squeeze.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why is that?
Or the bottom of the hero range should be offsuit jacks, and you don't want to block that.
So the absolute higher strength of queen jack is not important or is less important.
You're bluffing.
Yeah, you're bluffing, so you don't want to block the folding.
Okay. I would just think
Right.
that the fact that queen jack has higher absolute strength would factor in.
That's
Oh,
the so low jack, 5s are folding, 7s have a little bit of it. Then we get to the high jack. Same thing. The 5s don't play, the 7s do a little bit. The queen 10 is not in yet. The cutoff, queen 10 is not anywhere near there in yet. And then button. It can be doing some folding. This is just
Oh,
I'm just so early. This is just such a strong range.
Yeah.
All right, Skate, you got it ready? Are you there?
yeah, but I do not. What did I have to do?
Here's what you do. So the same simulation you had before the 150. I'm gonna stop sharing here. So share your screen take the porn off first, then share your screen.
Okay, just give me a few seconds.
Well, depending on the pawn, you can leave it on. Depends what it is though.
Okay, let's share it.
Um,
All right, let me.
right.
Okay, here we are. So raise 2, correct?
Yeah, so it's under the gun one raises. Yep. There we go.
One.
Oh, sorry, under the gun two. I meant low jack -1. I said it wrong. Thank you. There's the raise. Now we're gonna get a call from the cutoff, I believe. The call comes from call comes from the hijack. Call comes from the low jack. What is this? Well, I'm under the gun +2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm in the wrong one. Put me raises under the gun 1. There we go. Now low jack does a call. And he calls with sevens, which is minor, but it exists. And now the queen 10 is in the cutoff. Let's look at the cutoff range. Don't hit call, just click on the cutoff range. There we go. This is what we need. King 10 is your squeeze, and there you see the interaction why tens do it, but jacks don't, but not on the queen.
Queen 10 has a sliver of calls.
It does. But you can ignore it.
Yeah, it's indifferent, right?
But the important thing you said about the offsuit tens comes in there, that we bluff the king 10 suited much more than we bluff the king jack suited. Because under the gun 2, when he came in, has offsuit jacks and not offsuit tens, right?
Right.
Click back on under the gun 1. Just let's look at him. Look at his raising range. Just click on him. Yeah. He has the king jack full. He has the ace jack full. He has fewer tens. Not a lot, not that much fewer tens. But he has suited tens. No? Yeah, it's true, but it's not dramatically true. But he does have more jacks than he has tens.
So why is there's some blue in queen jack, but it's plus EV to raise.
Because
I
Because-
don't know.
I can answer. I can answer this.
It's just okay.
I have studied. This is the part that I've studied the hell out of now. So, if you look in isolation, you can say Queen Jack is a profitable hand. Therefore, I can raise it all the time. But if you look at your range composition, you will have too few of your worst hands. All these hands that are positive, if you raise them all the time, this range now becomes weaker, becomes low heavy. And by low, I mean your lower equity hands are too well represented in the range. So the range's overall equity is too small for its position of what's following you. So you can say Queen Jack is a better hand than Queen 10, but the difference is not so much that it isn't more advantageous to have both hands in your range to be able to confuse somebody. Now, as a player, if you simplified this and says, I'll always do Queen Jack and never do Queen 10, that's a great simplification. But you'll get the same basic EV if you made the same thing and said, I'll just always do Queen 10 and never Queen Jack. There's not a good reason to do it, but you could do it. It wouldn't screw your range. But if you, yeah.
Right, because as you can see here, the EV is 0.01 here, and 0. It's not that much of a difference, right? Is what we're trying to say.
Yeah, Queen Jack, go to Queen 10.
So
Oh,
you're saying it's about mixing.
Yeah,
That's all I mean.
it gives you a little board coverage. It smears. It's, in the same way as if you added ace 3, ace 4, and ace 5 together on a different range and got 100%, you could put them all in ace 5 and you'd be fine. But you're certainly harder to play against if you smeared them out correctly, ace 3, ace 4, ace 5, because
Yeah.
people could say when there are pocket fives on the board, he has ace 5, but he never has ace 3 or 4.
So it's about
Oh.
mixing board coverage.
Mixing board coverage. But if you take these and you put them all 100%, then you overvalue that region.
Or
Okay.
just raise them 100% because you're better than the population.
Sure.
And
An
the
adjustment.
EV versus GTO is not going to be the EV versus population when you're better than them.
Yes, you can play wider. And also, you don't even have to just be better than them. Just the very fact that you're not getting 3-bet enough allows you to play wider. You can play more of these medium pocket pairs because they just don't 3-bet you off your equity often enough. But the solver is not doing those things. it's trying to find a Nash equilibrium. It is not trying to find the best strategy.
Yeah.
All right.
Hello, ladies.
All right.
All right.
All right. Did we, and so what we determined from the cutoff is that queen 10 suited, is very much a fold there.
We
Okay.
said- We said close the porn, not open more porn.
Right. There you go. And now
Uh,
take this back. Okay.
Skate's been watching Boski on Twitch. That's where he gets his solo ladies.
So
yeah.
good. So good play king 9, good play queen 10, bad play 3 deuce. And can we have diamonds, please, on this flop? No. Well, I'm not losing any more money. Check, check, bet. The bet's too big, but not a crime.
Well,
Uh,
we also have to remember that Jonathan Little in his
Mhm.
advanced cash game course did say that the range of bets for multi-way on the flop are 25% to 66 to 60%.
Okay, thank you. So the bet's not too big. And on this board, where he has a massive hand, but the only hand that beats him does exist. 4-5 suited does exist in this configuration. So does that want him to push this up this big? This board does not have range connectivity with his opponents particularly. So yeah, this bet is probably too big on that theory.
Yeah, I think he's got
Yes.
kind of locked up equity,
Yeah.
except for the combo that you mentioned. So I think a smaller bet would be appropriate.
Yeah, he's locked up. People can have straight draws, but it's, the only inside straight draw that makes sense out there is the 6 is well, no, not 5-8, which is open-ended. Yeah, the only 8-9. Yeah, he's up against straight draws. Sometimes he's up against the straight, rarely. But the opponent's way that they connect with this range seems like he has to bet small because he needs to be called by some bad hands, which he does.
Awesome.
Thank you.
So this is an important lesson here. What are you guys doing with your 7?
Pure calling. I mean, we are not targeting anything over the 7 here, and two pairs. We're blocking 2 pairs.
Yeah, I think let him bluff.
Yeah, we never.
Yeah.
I don't think we ever raise here. Are we in
Yeah,
agreement
yeah.
on that?
Yeah.
The group of 5 today. The group of 5, core 5.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think this is always a flat.
Yep. And and this one, we'll see what DTO does with it. Okay, there we go. Oh,
Getting
what
it all.
oh, thank you. Thank you, card 28. This bet might be big enough that you could jam. I don't think you have to, but just
I
because,
think out of position I would jam pure, but I think in position.
yeah,
you can float.
it's gonna get there. He
It's-
jams it and he gets it.
Yeah, same thing, but yeah, jam.
Yeah, I think I don't find any raises there. I mean, I love that he loves his hand,
Yeah.
but I don't see any. If he does have 3% of the time he has bluffs, there's no reason to hold him out.
Okay, the closest thing to this world is a low jack button, big blind. That's the closest thing to this world. Low jack button, big blind. The closest thing to this flop is a rainbow, although we're not going to get rainbow. Rainbow connected, other. Hey, look at that. 3, 6, 7. 5, 6, 7, close enough. Deuce 3, 6. Deuce 3, 6, give him pocket sixes, just as good. Except the other guy never has deuce 3. Well,
Yeah, it's 8-5-4, Mike, whatever.
8, 5, 4, give him pocket eights, because now there's a 6, 7 there, which is what the 6, 7, and the other guy can have 4, 5,
Yeah.
what it is. This is good, okay.
So for DTO, if you pay more, you get more flops, or it's limited.
This is all they have.
Oh,
I paid all the money you could pay to them.
Well, at least it wasn't too much.
All the money in the world. Okay. So there's our check. I didn't mean to do that.
Pure check on this board, which
Right,
makes
there's
sense,
our
right? Oh,
check.
this is big blind.
Low jack, who was the initial raiser. I think this is a pure
I
check.
think you should check range. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say he's gonna check range.
That's a check range board. Well done. Check, check. Now,
What does he
button
do with his eights?
Lots
Oh, he
of betting.
pure bets.
pure
Look at
bets, and he is betting all over this board, 70% bets.
that. Never slow playing is the top of range. He's just betting everything. He's
Just
betting.
bet.
Essentially, he's gotta have a shit ton of buffs here.
Oh, he does. Everything over here.
So, I mean, if we were to look at equities here, we know that if we were to look at this board texture, heads up, we would know that he's got range and nut advantage here.
Yeah.
So this is what's driving this bet frequency.
Even though the other two guys checked range and he knows it. I mean, in game, you might say they both checked, so they missed the flop. But this guy knows that they would, whether they hit or miss the flop, they did it.
Yeah.
So he puts a small bet. And now the big blind with his bottom pair, 5-4. He does not fold he does not fold the pair.
And he's got the check raise. as we
5-4
want,
is
right?
two pair, two pair. With his 4-3. Because that's what's going to come in, because it's not a straight that comes in. Luckily, he has the 4-3. So he calls this. His check raise doesn't exist. But his check raise exists here, and so that's fine with the straight draw with it that the other guy didn't have. All right, so there's his raise. There's the fold. I'm not even going to look. And the button slow plays it.
Yeah, he's got,
Tiny bit. Tiny bit.
yeah, he's just got so much. I mean, he's in position. And
Yeah.
so
This doesn't do it. Yeah, he
Yep.
called. Right, so good.
what's his, can we go back real quick?
Yes.
Sorry. We just dive into what his calling range is here. So let's start with top pair. So he's calling his eights pure, right? What about? So can you go over the ace seven? Because it's good enough with the gut shot. So it's got the gut shot.
And
It
an
even
over.
wants to call without the backdoor flush draw, but the backdoor flush draw, it's calling pure. That's bottom pairs being the mix.
Bottom pair folds without a backdoor.
Okay,
Ace three is a legitimate draw. You just don't fold an overcard and a gut shot yet.
and yeah,
Fold an overcard and a gut shot yet.
but
You don't
so
pair.
no pairs are interested in folding.
These pairs fold.
Oh, the bottom pairs, okay.
Yeah, these pairs fold. And all your junk that you bet before.
Ace queen, ace king is not really curious about continuing.
Nope. Everything that you were just full of nonsense are, you got to at least have a 9
Okay, thank you, sir.
or a jack 10. A jack 10. Justify your existence, jack 10.
Two back
Oh,
doors.
you can pick up a 9. You can pick up an open-ended straight draw with a 9.
Two back doors.
There are
Two
good
overs.
cards that can come. There are good cards that can come. There are good cards that can come. No good cards will come.
But
Because
I would
these-
argue jack ten is pretty pure fold against what population is gonna check raise here.
Yeah. You don't need
I
to.
would argue that you can begin to think about folding your overpairs here at some frequency. I think I would call my overpairs and see what happens on
Yeah,
turn,
and we need another bet.
but
before we
I'm
go.
really shook with my
Okay.
overpairs.
Turn brings in his 2 pair. It's the 3, and it's the 3 of suit, 3 of the 7 of the 8 suit.
So we have to pick a card that gives him two pair in range.
Yeah, he had 3-4.
Okay, cool.
He had 3-4.
So he's got 3-4, so now he's got two pair.
What do you mean? He had 3-4 before. Oh, he didn't check raise 3-4. All right. But all the other cards that come in,
Well, we could say it's 5-3, right?
yeah. Yeah, the problem is his other cards, if we give him a 4, that any other card brings in the 1 card straight.
That's
There we go. Yeah.
that's gonna change the solve.
Yeah, 4, 5, 6, 7. It'd be like a 9. Yeah. So
Alright, so he continues his aggression.
Yeah, he's got 5-4. Now he's got, so he's got his two pair. He continues his aggression with his 5-4. He bets. And
Now what do
now
we do? Now this is
Pocket
what
eight.
I'm most interested in. He mixes.
he mixes
Either's fine.
jam. Yeah,
So what's
well
interesting
played.
to me here is that he fast plays the top set, but he doesn't fast play his 5s and 4s.
Right.
I guess because top set is such a large part of the check raise range for big blind.
Let's look at the absolute level. Oh yeah, it's still there. We've seen this before. These can be set over set.
Yeah, so
They
that
never fold, but they don't.
we have seen this before.
Yeah.
But
They
because
unblock eights. They unblock him having an 8.
yeah,
So you'd think they play differently.
but because big blind's check raising range probably is composed largely of sets, which are 8-8.
Mhm.
We're concerned. Yeah.
So there we go. He bets and we jam. There's the jam. And he does not, and he folds some down to relative. He folds a little bit of 2-pair. He folds without the flush draw.
It's hard to fold 5-4 because you're blocking the sets.
Yeah. And his other 2-pair he doesn't have. That's the only 2-pair he has, right? 5-4, no 3-5. Oh, 5-3 he folds. Yeah, so he's folding 2 pairs here. And
Well,
he's not,
5-3 became a set on turn, which is a little different. I got.
he's not folding any sets. And of course, there's a straight. Okay.
Cool.
All right. I'm gonna turn off the filter for a second here and look at the board because there were a couple where I was supposed to lose a ton of money and we never saw them. These first ones. We said, oh, this is gonna be fun.
Well, yeah, can't you sort by my C1?
Oh, you know what may have happened? Let's see, did we see this? Aces and no, somehow we didn't get the hands in this order.
Hmm.
We were playing in a different order. So I'm just gonna pull up these two right there because let's see some let's see some pain in both directions. Okay.
We need to balance the pain experiences.
Yes, exactly. Although this one's gonna be less painful. I win more than I lose on these two hands. Okay. So raise the aces, get called by 3s. That's a bad call. We understand why he made this bad call, which is he's set mining and he's deep enough to set mine, but there's so many players behind that the chances that he doesn't get to see the flop are too high. But if you know that this table is not 3-betting, then maybe this play, which is bad, is not so bad.
We could only begin to call
Okay.
3s maybe on the button.
Yeah.
Well, if we had the proper stacks, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
The button's better because there's less people that are gonna squeeze you off your equity.
But having said all that, Jonathan Little did point out, he said these hands that fold can, if the table isn't 3-betting and and you know the tables that don't 3-bet, if the table isn't 3-betting, you can widen your calling range there. And you can certainly widen your opening range if you're getting flatted behind rather than 3-bet behind. So you can open your small pairs from earlier and earlier positions. And DTO, by the way, just to show us this here, go back to the world of DTO and let's go to the pre-flop world of 9 players pre-flop. Just to show you their ranges. Ooh, they're starting their 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s down here all the way back then. That GTO wizard doesn't have any of this amount. This is at 22% there. And then they do it again. 26, down here, we're getting up to, these are in the 30%. You don't see this in GTO wizard. And then, okay, That's how you do that. Under the gun 2. Already 50% down here.
Yeah.
Yeah, they like it. They like those small pairs.
Interesting.
I
Okay.
actually don't too much.
But they do not, after this raise of aces, they do not have a calling range here, and they do not have these hands in it. All right. Did we have a bigger stack thing we could look at from them? Do they have that tool? Nope, that's the only tool they have. Okay. So this is gonna call, then it gets folded around to the jacks. How did this not go 4 ways? Maybe the jacks through 4-bet. There we go. There's the jacks, which is what the 3s didn't want to see. The 10, he gets out of the way. I decide to do this non-standard thing.
So let's talk about this. So heads up, are you ever going to slow play aces here?
Probably not. This is
So I think-
probably,
Oh, go ahead, sorry.
oh, I'm just saying, this is probably me before I understood the advantage of being heads up. I probably was trying to get villain 153 to put in more money
Yeah,
because I wanted to make it more likely that I lose this hand.
so in
But
poker
more
coaching,
likely that I make-
ironically, it slow plays kings here, but it doesn't slow play aces.
Yeah. Right. And the kings is, right, okay, so there we go. And I didn't get a 3, so this is great. He
And
checks.
hey, Larry, were you saying they slow play kings even with like a third player potentially being in the hand?
No, I'm just talking heads up.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
There. Well, he just made it easy for jacks.
So what's he thinking?
He's not thinking. He's thinking this board misses their range.
Yeah, he's thinking that all their broadways missed and I can generate folds.
And I don't even think he's thinking, and I have the 3 of clubs. The jacks are thinking, what the hell has happened? And fold. And I'm thinking, okay, it is or it isn't.
Hmm.
And then when I see this 4, I went, no, not a 4. The one card I don't want to, not a 4.
Right?
A 3 is also bad, but not a 4. Okay, so we get that.
Alright, so
And-
that was your,
That was my happy hand,
that was your
misplayed.
happy and this is your not so happy.
Right. And so let's just assume that the reason I did this call here was specifically player dependent, that I'd been playing against this guy a while, and I knew how bad the 3s were, and I wanted to keep them in the hand specifically because I knew that they were spewy. Let's just
go
say
with that.
that's what it was. There's no reason to believe that. Okay. This should go, I should raise 10-9 suited should be 3-betting some and calling some. If it's Joey, he should be 3-betting pure with a 10-9, and I should not fold to the 3-bet. That's what should happen. But it isn't what happens. One of these deuce 4s gets involved. That one. Right? This is an unnecessary part of the game tree, people.
I think you should be 3-betting.
I think I should be 3-betting also.
Probably, especially online.
I
Okay.
did.
You did 3-bet. Oh my god, how did it come along? That's crazy. What is happening?
And this is the 1-2 game. I think I should go up in stakes, don't you?
I think I should go up in stakes.
All right, here we go. And then this, when this is happening. Oh,
I would have sized up, to like at least 9 pre-flop, just because the other villain is kind of deep stacked. We're deep stacked, except for the big one.
I think
Why
in
do you
theory,
suppose?
I think in
No,
theory,
you-
you're not supposed to increase your 3-bet size.
no, you
Okay.
can.
You
GTO
increase your
Wizard does.
4-bet and your other sizes, your squeeze sizes, but I don't think you increase your 3-bet size.
No, GTO Wizard does adjust 3-bet sizing to deep stacks.
And
Oh.
what's the size at 150?
I think they like to go to 8 versus
Is
a
that-
2.5, maybe even 9.
Skate,
Right?
you've got it up already. Just put, do a
Okay.
cutoff rate and see what the button sizing is and tell us.
Cutoff raise, but it says
Right, and then Joey, you were about to say something?
Why would you think that just because you go up in stakes that you won't find fish?
I didn't think I wouldn't find fish. I thought I would find fewer fish the higher I go in stakes. And this review is reminding me that that might not be as true as I thought.
Yeah, remember that only 10% are about winning. And that even means this, it's 10% even at the higher stakes,
Okay,
which
I
means 90% of the people, even at higher stakes, suck.
right.
yep. And I just want to say, yeah, in GTO lands, it's yeah, it's 9.
9.
Oh, stand corrected.
Yep, standard.
Good, good exploit. I mean, good point. Thank you. I didn't know that.
Thank you.
So I guess the other thing, Joey, is the players who are very good. I think you might start finding some of the very good players online in the 1-2 game, and I think you're not finding the very good players in the 25-cent, 50-cent game yet.
Oh
That's
yeah,
my
that's true.
yeah. So that would be why. Um,
The
the
good
amount of money
players
that I have,
the good players are really good.
Yeah.
But you're still gonna have a whole bunch of fish.
yep, yep. I was winning money very happily at 1-2 for a while, and then I lost all the money twice at 1-2 and had to put money back in twice. And I said, all right, I'm going to go down in stakes and just be about playing well and see what I can learn. But this is just reminding me. All right. So anyway, there we go. And now he should check range. He should check his hand. I should be doing a lot of betting, but not this hand. I can bet this hand with a club. That's a good card. He checks. I can bet this now.
Yes.
Yep, I can bet this and I can also check it. I can do either one. I
Let's
go,
see if you get a check raise here.
no, he's not check raising me with second pair there. There we go.
Second
You're-
pair open ender.
Right.
You're blocking the straight with the queen.
Right. And now, do I want to bluff it? Obviously I do. I didn't lose enough money yet.
You have to.
There's the bluff. And that's what happened. Okay.
You,
We'll
you
run.
think you think we would have called all in?
Let's see.
Uh,
Do I have hands? It's tough with it. It's tough with the flush draw not coming in.
He called 10-9 suited to a 3-bet pre-flop.
He's calling. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. He's calling. Are they calling? Probably not. He's calling.
Okay.
The land of DTO. Post flop.
To a jam, I don't think he's calling nearly as often.
Yeah.
Our flop is 10-8-3. We want an other. We don't care whether it's this. So let's see, 10 high. We have no 10 high hands.
Upper left hand corner.
Jack 10, 10-8. What's the closest thing?
Oh, 10 high.
Oh, you're connected. No, I don't want connected. Sorry. There we go. We do not want connected. We want 10-8. We just have no 10 high hands. Jack 8-7. No.
Could you use a 9 high, like 9-8 deuce?
I could do that.
But they don't have a 9-8.
They have a 9-8 deuce.
9-8-4.
We have 9-8 deuce and 9-8-4. And now let's see which, and 9-8-4 is better because it's got the flush draw. So that's what we're taking. Yeah, 9-8-5. Okay, so we'll take a 9-8-5 and we're gonna give ourselves Queen Jack. We'll just make, it has to be suited, I guess. All right, so here we go. Check range. Why did I hit that button? I meant to hit this button. Check range. Now the cutoff, whom is me, with a king queen, does not bet his king queen here. This is just a check range board. Right. Now the button can do a lot of betting, but he didn't. He has the equivalent of,
You're the button.
no, I'm the button. I'm the button. Look at me. I'm
But
the
on
button.
this, it would be like
Oh, but,
having,
oh, right, because I 3-bet. Everything is wrong about this.
Yes. Yeah, it was a
on
three-bet
this,
everything
it
is
would be
wrong
like
about that.
Well,
queen jack.
It was a
Right.
3-bet hand with the flatter behind 3-bets.
Yeah, everything is wrong about this, but just for your heuristic, I need a heart to bet my king queen,
Okay.
which is what we said.
But on this board, your equivalent hand would be queen
Queen
jack.
jack. No, because that's 8, 9, 10 jack queen. That's already a draw, and I don't have that draw here.
Right, but on the other board, it's not a draw.
Right, jack. Oh,
It's-
because it's 9, 8. I have to have 10. No, 10 queen is draw. I have to have a card to come in. I'm going to get open ended, so I have to have king 10, which I don't. 8, 9, 10. Yeah. There's nothing equivalent. That was fun.
Yeah, and it's 3-bet, so
Yeah. Everything is wrong.
the rules do change a bit when you 3-bet.
All right. Go back to just the land of. I guess, were we playing down? I don't even know what we're playing. Here's a bunch though that we haven't done yet. Same things. Yeah, we're not gonna get through this many hands.
Scotty, when we're done, I'd love for you to walk me through how you filtered to get all these multi-way.
Yep. And we're gonna be done in, we're gonna be done in like a half an hour. At least I am, because Katrina's coming over at 2:15 to do VOs.
Voiceovers.
That's what we're doing. Yep. We got
Such a fancy life you guys live in
Yes.
California.
we have to put-
Voiceovers, and video
voiceovers, yes.
editing,
Yes.
juggling.
What's so funny though about it is the one that the scratch VO that I did that you heard sounds so
Mhm.
much better than the real one.
Oh, bummer.
But I can't change, but I don't want to do the VOs with that different microphone because I want them to have the same sound as the live sound. But boy, they sounded better. Anyway, deuces should do very little raising here. And as deep stacked as he is against 3 players, 4 players, then he can. The deeper the stacks, the more you can open an implied odds hands like this. So I think this hand probably opens even more than. So if he opens, that's fine. Ace 6 suited, I shouldn't call and I shouldn't 3-bet it. I should just fold this. But when he folds, which is what's going to happen, I should open. And these 2 guys are going to call. And in reality, this queen 10 suited can do a fair amount of 3-betting against the hijack, I think. I think he's got some 3-bets there, probably a lot of them. All right, so there's my raise. There's his call, which is not approved by GTO Wizard, but in the 150, take a look at that one, Skate, if you've got a chance.
Are you
Well, it's
sure
more
not-
actually wake
Are you sure it's not
motivated.
in the regular?
Say that again.
Are you sure it's not in regular GTO?
No, I thought that the small blind, oh no, he does have small blind calling range. We don't
does,
have a small blind
yes.
calling range. Yeah, let's take a look at that. That's great. Never
So,
mind.
never
Hijack.
mind.
Yep, we got it.
Okay.
So
Hijack
at NL
raises.
500, which is closer to what you're playing now in
Yeah.
rate, you're gonna have flats. You're gonna have more
Right.
flats.
So there you go. Mostly a fold. Call or raise.
I'm not folding a suited Broadway.
It's just these 2 that it does, so that's fine.
Yeah.
He plays better than me, so, it's a perfectly reasonable thing to do. We're deeper stacked. We're 200 deep, which makes this an even better play. I mean, it makes it even better to be in the hand with me. I don't know that it's a better play not to 3-bet it. And then the king 7 comes along. Yes, that's that seems fine.
What position do you open from?
Hijack,
Alright,
Uh,
I'm gonna look at it real quick in 200.
thank you. And then the king seven, yeah, king seven is never folding here. Queen seven is. King deuce, king three, but king seven, never. Okay, so nothing went wrong in this hand yet. Oh, well, this was,
everything goes right.
yeah, everything except for the fact that they have nothing. Check,
So-
check, I bet.
Yeah.
And we fold.
Yeah,
Okay.
at 200, queen ten, suited Broadway's are almost never folding. Queen 10 suited has,
Show it.
alright,
What do we got here in the messages? Happy
so
7 years.
queen 10 suited folds 70% of the time, calls 28 and raises 55%
Okay, yeah,
at 200.
yeah, that's very sensible.
This is six max.
Yeah, so so give it a,
Yes.
give it a call.
Okay.
Oh, go back, Joey, just for a second and give him the call and let's just let's look at the big blind's response at 200. Because I think the big blind was also deep. No, the big blind is, oh, I gotta go back a hand. The big blind is oh, no, he's only at 100, so never mind. Yeah, we'll see it. Yep. No folding of any of those suited kings there. All right, great. That's that hand. Go back to sharing the screen. Okay. Queen jack suited is a raise here. And I should get folded around to the ace 10, who against this position should just fold,
I agree.
What? You crazy?
not
In
GTO credit.
Paul's world, it'll be a fold.
I'm 3-betting this.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, yeah, but when you 3-bet me, it's gonna work, because I'm gonna call the 3-bet. But then I'm gonna miss the flop and you're gonna win. So congratulations. In solver world, it looks like this. This is, I'm in, yeah, why do I switch before I look? I am in low jack -2. Low jack -2, there's the raise from that early. The big blind, ace 10, not a thing, but Joey is gonna 3-bet me. Joey 3-bet.
I'd also hit that king jack too.
Yeah, hit that king jack hard. Tap that king jack. And I with my queen, oh my gosh. Oh, Joey. It worked. But I'm gonna play this wrong and call the queen jack. I'm gonna remember this and I'm gonna play it. So that's what's gonna happen in the other world. But in this world, I'm gonna raise. 7-10 is gonna call and ace 10 is gonna call, probably. Raise. Nope.
Oh,
Broken stack 4-5. And ace 10 folds. Right. So Joey raised me and I called. That's what happened in the other world. Nice try, Joey.
Interesting.
Not gonna end well for Joey. Okay. And let's see, you don't have a club. Are you betting out? After 3-betting, you 3-bet C-bet, Joey?
no, I'm not in that world anymore.
Okay. Oh, because of what happened.
No, I mean,
Okay.
I don't do the 3-bet C-bet blindly anymore.
All right. So you're gonna check here and I'm gonna bet. And you're not
Why
gonna
did
check.
you change from c-betting most times and 3-bets to being more selective?
It depends on the opponent.
Okay.
But like I
Are you
said,
looking at
if
their
you get-
fold?
if you get called, you play the hand straight up.
Well-
And like 40% of the time you'll completely miss everything. And if you are having somebody who plays straightforward, then you can see bet. Because they'll be, but you're doing it as an exploit to somebody who is going to fold too often, as opposed to c-betting blindly without knowing your customer.
Are you looking at like fold to flop c-bet frequency, stuff like that? To understand their fold frequency on flop to a bet?
Yeah, or well, I guess that, yeah, like how often they're folding when you c-bet.
Yeah.
But then again, my Hold'em manager has note caddy on it, and it will give you a note. What does it say? It basically tells you that they play honest post flop.
Oh, okay.
The frequencies.
Okay.
Oh, it says hit or miss. It gives you a
Yes.
symbol for hit or miss, meaning that they fold when they miss, they play when they hit.
So it interprets, yeah, no, they don't, European Poker Stars has banned that part of no caddy, but that's cool that they allow it in Pennsylvania.
Are you guys done?
Yeah, sorry.
No, no problem. I'm gonna just, I gotta go to the trainer here to show you something really fun. Okay, when we get to this DTO trainer. There we go. We'll get to that later. Okay. So having gotten here, you could call this a low jack button big blind configuration. Big blind is going to check range. I bet out here on this king 6-4 board. I think I have some bets, and I wouldn't be surprised to see this hand being one of those bets. 4 calls. I get 2 call. I get check raised. I'm not going to fold it.
Just call.
Yep, I do. And now the 4 needs to fold. He does. He shouldn't have been there in the first place, and he just threw that away.
Let's see if he continues his super aggression here.
He does.
Easy call.
Yep. Nope, I folded it. When the board paired, when the board paired, I said against his sets, I'm now drawing dead. And his check raises include sets.
But the other thing to think about is he's got less sets now.
Right. He has less sets. But he also
And
has,
he doesn't have a set of kings.
no, he didn't have a set of kings.
So he's repping a set of 4s now. And they are quads, but it's
Four.
only one combo.
6-4, king 6.
Yeah, 6-4, king 6.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he's got 42 behind. So
Your implied odds are
my
less.
implied odds are there, but they're not great anymore.
I think it's, well, I don't know how to massage the pot here on his broken stack, but yeah, so
Is he broken to start with, or is this just when we got there?
I think he must be broken stack.
Yeah, he's broken. Not hugely broken, but yes, he's broken.
Yeah, but I'm still calling here.
I don't think it's a bad call here. I mean, it'd be great if I call here and it bricks off and if he checks the river and I don't bluff it, I just go, I'm not going to bluff my front door and then I win. That would be amazing. The
Yeah,
worst
I
thing-
think a lot of the value of calling here is based on the fact that if he shuts down, you can then bluff it.
Yeah. Yep. But again, there's not a lot of bluffing in the front door of it. Let's take a look at this one. I think we can get this one here. Okay.
It's gonna call, so I think.
King 4-6. All right. So we're back to this DTO. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Zoom. You're blocking the world. Okay. DTO. Go well. 3 players post flop. We are in the low jack situation, right? Should I?
Yeah.
No, yes, we are, because I'm
Well, you
particularly,
were even earlier than
I'm
low
earlier,
jack.
right. So there we go. So we want a king high, 2-tone.
Yeah.
King 5-3 might
your
work.
flush draw.
King 5-3. That's the one. Because it is King 6-4, so King 5-3, pretty good. All right. Check range. Now we get to me. And I say that this is not a check range board.
Yeah, I think you're gonna have a lot of bets with the king high.
Good.
I think
kings.
generally in this situation, king high flops are commonly see that.
Yep, and there it is, betting the clubs sometimes and betting the back door all the time, all
Interesting.
being relative. But so I go for the bet, and that's totally reasonable. If this is solver approved, and it is the cash game study group approved. Button has to fold. What does he not have to fold here? He has to not. I do not love your interface, the way it does that. There we go. So he has to call gut shots, whether or not they have the back door. Gut shot and over. He can call all pairs that he has. Doesn't fold a 5. He folds these. He folds his pocket pairs, but not the pairs that have backdoor straight draws and have the other outs that go with it.
Yeah, he needs to be able to improve.
How often does he have ace three, ace four?
Let's see.
Because he three bets them at some portion too.
Yeah, he's threw at him some. But the thing to remember here, this is an easy thing, but sometimes we forget it, which is the advantages of the 5-6 here is not just its straight draw potential. It's that you can also hit a 6, but that's what 6s can't do. 6s have 2 outs to improve. 5-6 has at least 5 outs to improve, plus its backdoor outs.
Yeah, good
But
point.
but that's the difference. A pocket pair is weaker than a pair and another card, regardless of whether that other card has interaction. That's an important difference to remember when you're looking at your hand. You're going, the pocket 9s is not the same as pairing a 9. Once we get to 9s, we're not folding any of these better ones. The last fold. Oh no, I'm sorry. 9s without a club fold. 10s is the line where we're not folding. Okay. And just these overcards here need the flush draw or the back door. The ace king does not need anything. Ace king, top pair. Sorry, ace queen. Ace queen needs the club, and it needs the ace of clubs. Queen of clubs is barely enough. So if you're going to do a backdoor draw like that, make it to the nuts. So he folds. Now, big blind with his bad flush draw. Look at his bad flush draws. And a pair. This is a straight flush draw. So it's going to be here. He does some raising. Yeah, he does raising. He check raises this stuff. So he finds the raise.
But his raise sizing was smaller in proportion than.
Yeah, but we're deeper stacked. So we're gonna get a something stack to pot ratio here that might not be crazy. And then the next bet he has though is pot size. And this guy didn't go pot size. He went half pot. But we'll see. If we call pot size, then we know we're calling half pot. So now my queen jack of clubs, which is what I have, does not fold. That's an easy call. We call that. We get the disturbing 6 of hearts, which is in our world, is the 5 of hearts.
We talk about the repeat 5.
Yeah.
So am I incorrect in thinking that this is a good card
For who?
for imposition on the draw?
Normally, it would
No,
be
I
bad.
wouldn't say so because first of all, I don't think we bet any 5s. And then we definitely do not call any raises with second pair.
Well,
So that's good for him, is that we don't have this 5 now.
so I was thinking of imposition when facing additional aggression. This repeat 5 is good because it's reducing the frequency at the top of his check raising range. He has less sets when this 5 comes.
Here it is, the 5. We don't fold 5s. We do,
Oh.
we do call 5s.
I'd be.
We don't have
folding
many of
in
them.
Game.
Yeah, we don't have many of them, but we
Oh,
don't.
and I'd
fold.
still advise to fold them in game.
Yeah.
Because they're not bluffing as much as the
Yeah.
solver's bluffing it.
Right, and we fold 3s. Okay. Good enough. So now moving on, there's our call. Now our board is the 5 of hearts. Oh, and these are the 2 players.
Oh, he
Right.
has a half pot bet here.
Oh, no. Oh, he does. After a check raise. Right, that's right. After a check raise, it exists.
Yeah, I think GTO Wizard uses like E75 here a lot.
So here we go. So I'm the low jack. So he,
And a paired board, you typically go down in sizing.
we'll see whether that's, we'll see which the thing is that drives it on another board really quick to see which is the element that's making it happen. But he with his flush draw that he chose to raise, let's go relative so we can see them all.
So what is he doing with this shitty flush draws?
He's now not pushing it. His flush draws that push it are, here's a straight draw. Here's trips.
What about the big flush draws?
The big flush draws continue. Mixing, mixing, mixing. Yeah, they do a lot of continuing. The ace-6 chooses not to. Kings do a lot of continuing. Queens don't. All these middling ones don't. And then you get down to this, which has a straight draw with it. 5 with it. The 6-4 is a straight flush draw. 5-4 is a 5. The 4-3 is a pair, which shouldn't make it oh no, you don't have it with a 4-3. So there you go. So he makes the half pot bet. And now, and that is what his bet was. Yeah, he makes a
And
half pot bet
I'm
with,
betting queen jack of clubs is never folding.
all right.
I'd be wrong.
Oh,
Good job, hero.
the solver, that queen 10 doesn't, queen jack does. Kings
So
don't.
Oh,
the
yeah, that's
kings have a
so
pair.
your king high flush draws continue, right?
Well, they're a top pair.
They're a pair.
Top pair.
Oh yeah, sorry. Your ace high continue.
The ace highs, they do, no, lots of them do not continue.
Wow.
Ace queen folds, ace jack has this weirdness, ace 10 is with folds, then fold, fold, fold,
Well,
fold. And
this must have to do with how his threes are now voted up.
yeah,
That's the only thing I could think.
yeah, woof.
What about the kickers to his king? When you have a jack, you're blocking his king, his top pair, king jacks, king queens. When you have a queen,
Yeah.
Yep, and these don't block the kickers that he plays to get in there, that kind of thing.
So then I think we can agree that this 5, repeat 5, is very bad for imposition on his draw.
Yeah.
Yes, very bad.
So yeah, so I stand corrected, and this is an important lesson to learn. That this repeat 5, which does reduce his frequency of sets, actually is a very bad card. Because you're not drawing to the nuts or second nuts now.
So the thing we wanted to see on this board was, it was after a check raise. This was an unpaired board. Oh, this was a check raise. So all we have to do is look at that same thing.
Hold on, before you change the flop, 1 second, Scotty.
Oh, let's see if can I go back to where I was? I can't. I
think-
just
Oh,
have to
sorry.
do it again. That's
Okay.
fine. I'm there.
I was just curious if it wasn't a repeat 5.
That's what we do. That's what we're
Yeah.
looking at now.
Okay.
We're gonna give it just we're gonna give it a blank and see if that changes him to not having half pot bets. I think the half pot bets come when you check raise. Yeah, it's the check raise that's doing it, not the board texture.
Yeah, I don't think they've got that level of.
Well, it's also the SPR.
Right,
Yeah.
SPR because of the check raise. We might get that same SPR with a bet and a raise. Let's see.
All right, so now you're on turn. And,
Want to see what happens now with the same thing?
well, yeah,
Yeah,
now we
have him
bet.
bet. No, he bet.
So big
Oh, he
blind
bet. That's right.
bets.
Back. Yeah, big blind bets. Big blind bets on the
Now-
non-pair board. Big blind bets, and now I'm on low jack. There's low jack. Now,
So now,
yeah,
so that
now
paired
there are no
board
full
is-
houses. That paired board made a huge difference, Joey.
Okay.
So that's important to see. So that is not what I expected.
Because I
I
was
guess what it's
looking at
saying
it,
is the fives, which now potted up. And I guess what it's saying is sets were such an important, large part of his check raise region
Right.
that,
well, I was looking at, like, he should never have pocket kings.
Mhm.
The 6 pairing reduces his ability to have pocket 6s, so that left pocket 4s.
yeah, that's what I was thinking, but the solve is
That
telling
was
us
enough.
differently.
But pocket fours was enough.
Yeah,
With
So-
his pocket fours plus one combo of sixes, plus did he have 4-6? He was in the big blind. His range. Oh,
which
let me hit buttons.
in a theoretical perspective goes back to
5-3 he'd have here on this board.
Yeah, 6-4.
solver hates getting stacked. And it is now not drawing to the nuts.
Yeah. And yeah, because that was the other thing is I'm also only drawing to the second nut flush that you could get there. There are several ways. There's even more ways of getting there and losing now. Of
Yeah.
reversing.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder. In your actual hand, the king was part of the flush draw.
Yes,
So
it was.
that will change some of the MDF numbers a little bit.
Yeah. But we don't have that board.
So there's a possibility that it may change slightly.
When we get
Because
Prometheus I think has every flop. So that's gonna be nice. Now we wanted to look at one more thing here, which was we wanted to look, and this board is a fine one to do it. We go back to the flop. And instead of it being a check raise, we're just gonna do a bet and a raise. So check, bet, raise,
Fold,
fold, call, and now we see an unpaired board. And see if it gives us the 15, it gives us the 15 again. Yeah, it's just it's a pure SPR function in this solver. Okay,
Prometheus will have, I think,
Right.
more sizes.
all right. So let's stop with the hands now, and I'll show you the filters here because then it'll be 2:15 and time to go.
Yeah, I'm gonna log off now.
Okay, cool. Good to see you, Joey. And then-
I'm not sure if I can get on tomorrow, and
Okay.
if I do, it may be late.
All right.
All
See
right,
everybody
have a
else
good
at
night.
9:15 tomorrow, and let's take a look at this. Here we go. All right.
Wait, so what time is that tomorrow? Eastern time?
9:15, 2 hours earlier than today. Okay, so we go
Oh, okay.
to
Thank you.
filters.
Okay, so where did go back to where did you where's your filters? because
Okay,
you have a slightly different user interface than I do. I just want to make sure I'm seeing the
Okay.
right stuff.
okay. So we are in, we'll go from the beginning. We've created a hand report, right? Let's do all the steps. Here we go. So to start it out, you go new report. You want to, whatever. Okay. Yeah, whatever. Okay. So you do a new report. You make a hand
Yeah,
report.
so that's what I mean. I don't see a new report. Oh, okay. I got to be in the My Reports tab first.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
My reports, view stats. Are you there now?
Yeah.
Okay. My reports, view stats. Good. Then here's all our hands. Nothing, we have no filter. Click on filters, and we're going to do simple filters. Expression filters are the ones where you type in all the words. Simple filters are where it gives you these options. So now we go here, hand details. First thing I want is I want no pre-flop limping, because if there's a pre-flop limper, I can't solve it, and that's where most of my multi-way hands come from.
Sorry, Scotty. Can you go back a step, lose this filters window and tell me where you brought that from?
Oh, it's hiding right here in gray.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It's hard to
There it is.
see.
Yeah.
Got that?
Yep.
Click on that.
Okay. And then you saw the
Add
new
your
simple filter.
Yep.
There we go.
Right. Now we're going to go to hand details. First
Yep.
thing we want is we want no pre-flop limping, because that breaks our solver. And so we didn't want to look at those. So we set this to 0, and we have to turn the filter on. Because you go like this and then you hit add to filter and nothing happens. You go, why is it not there? And it's because you have to specifically go on add to filter. So here's my first filter. Next filter is I want exactly 3 players in the hand.
And where did, oh, the add filter button. Okay.
Add filter button, number of players, players seeing the flop. I need 3 people to see the flop. Exactly, because that's what we can solve. Turn it on, add to filter. Now I want to make sure, I'd like there not to be a raise and a re-raise. And did I know how to do that? No, I think this is all we did. I think these were the only filters we said. No
Okay.
limp, 3 people see the flop. Oh, and I want to make sure that there's, oh, the maximum number of maximum pre-flop raise that occurred. This is an amount. So you just go, oh, maximum raise is just a 2-bet. So nobody 3-bets. I think this will do it. I think if I had done this before, which I didn't. There. Now save and apply filters. Yes. We'll override it. And now here we are looking at only hands where somebody raised and got 2 callers, not from me. And now and it's also now I'm not the only one in on these. And then this will be our last hand we do. We'll do it very fast because we have it up. Okay. We'll start with what should happen. 4s should generally fold here, but when they don't, you know, they 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, this is a very small raise percentage, but if there's no 3-betting at this table, sure, open it. Ace King should jam on that when he's got 25 big blinds and just be done with his, just be done. He raises to 2.5 and he just jams. And everyone should fold. The Queen Jack should fold to the jam. Now, what does happen when he raises and this Ace Jack calls, which is not good. At this point, this Queen Jack suited should come along and see the flop. The King 9 should fold. He does. There we go. Check range. And consider, he might check raise this. Nope, he bets out. So he is not studied, and it's going to work. Okay, that's our last hand. I wasn't in it.
Good. Thanks for walking me through that. I couldn't find that filter.
The filters, yeah, because it's grayed out.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everybody, let me stop sharing. Great, let me turn off this. Good.